Whatever. You're such a schmo.
And Matt Skraby.
First off,
for sure.
you're not just a tad older than me, so.
Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
The button on.
Yeah, I don't want to tell him that because he'll look at me and think that I'm making him look bad because
Well,
he didn't. I don't know. I don't think Dave had anything to do with that.
That wasn't a Dave incident this time, huh? All right.
Wasn't a me incident either.
Well,
He said he just said it wasn't me. I wasn't. It had nothing to do with me.
all right. Dave's on it. Dave and Skraby are both.
Gravy 201 on the Dow. Padres with a wonderful comeback victory in 10 last night after being down 3. It looked dark, but it ended with light. Fernando Tatis Jr.
It did.
Fernando
though. It
Tatis
did.
Jr. with the sack fly got
thankfully.
the Padres the victory.
Yeah.
They get a gain a game on the Cubs. Or no? Yes, Cubs
Yeah,
lost last
gained
night,
on the
didn't
Cubs, gained
Yeah.
on the Mets,
Yep.
and look, it stayed right there with the Dodgers, who, again, they pitched a no-hitter into the 9th inning. My God, it's twice in the
they?
last
You knew it was
3
too
games.
good to be true.
But
I
they
actually
actually
turned to-
won this game. But you know what? The Rockies let off the 9th inning with a double, and I'm thinking, oh, could this happen again? But
I actually
then I
turned to our
remembered it was the
statistician.
Rockies.
I turned to our statistician Grayson yesterday. I was like,
Yeah.
just assuming because it was 1-0 on my thing. I was like, hey, I turned to him with like a befuddled look. I said, who's throwing a no-hitter for the Rockies right now? And he said, it's not the Rockies, it's the Dodgers.
The
I was
Dodgers,
like, what?
yeah, the Rockies
Yeah,
had a
sack-
run. Yeah, they got a run early in the game without a hit, and then
That did lead me astray. I was like, how is
Yeah.
this even possible?
Yeah, Tanner Scott gave up the no-hitter bid in the 9th inning, leadoff double, but then the Rockies rally died right there. But luckily, the Padres rally never died last night, Tony. I mean, you Darvish, to me, this is what they need. I know people want him to go 5 shutout, 6 shutout, and wipe everybody out. He gave up 2 home runs last night. He gave up a 2-out single to De La Cruz to score another run. But when he left the game, 3-0 is doable. And we've talked about this with this team this year. Get me through 5 or 6 innings and give me a look at the game. And they had that last night. And, credit Jackson, huge hit there. And, got it tied up. And, the bullpen did their thing once again. I think the Reds had 1 hit against the bullpen. So this is why we just want to keep games close. And that was a nice win, a big win. They're all big, as we said.
They're all big from here on out, but that one was nice, especially. Padres hung in there. I thought Darv did a terrific job after the long first he had.
Right.
Was able to bounce back. Yes, he gave up the solo homers, and that's been a little bit of an issue for him. But they were solo. The ones he given up in the previous spot, I believe, was a 3-run shot or a grand slam to Suarez.
Right.
He gave up a 3-run shot the other homer, and so they say you can win games if you're giving up solo homers, right? You can withstand 1 or 2 of those. The Padres did that. I thought once again the offense just stayed with it. Lodolo, when he's on, and it's not even when he's on, when he's healthy, that's the kind of pitcher he is. Just look at the numbers. I mean, he has been pretty solid outside of the time he's missed. And he was like that again. But the Padres hung in there. They got their opportunity. And Jackson Merrill, man, I mean, the Padres are going to make a deep run. Jackson's going to have to be as good as he's been the last couple of games. Man, he's going to have to, get going in the right direction. But what a team win, though, for this ball club.
Can we hear for Gavin Sheets, too? I mean, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Gavin
Gavin was literally the entire offense for most of the game.
Most of the game. Gavin Sheets has just been I honestly have to give him at least a conversation for team MVP. I know he's not going to win it, but we've talked about what he's meant to this team in so many different ways. The first way he meant something was just arriving on the scene, hitting a home run on opening day, working his way into the lineup, becoming a major part of the lineup earlier in the season when the team wasn't doing well. Doing all of those things, going out to left field and starting by running over a wall and then becoming a pretty good left fielder as the season has gone along. So that was huge. Then there comes the trade deadline and Gavin Sheets is sent to the hinterlands. But you know what? We don't hear a peep from Gavin Sheets complaining about it, do we? He just says, I'll go to the bench, I'll be the best pinch hitter I can be, and I'll be ready when they call my number again. And now they're calling his number again, and he's ready again. He's run the gamut of so many different ways of contributing this year. It is MVP to me type stuff. You're going to always give it to Manny in the end. You're going to give it to the big names and the guys, but these are the heroes of a team for me, Tony, and I believe his teammates must feel the same way about him.
Well, I don't think you could say it any better than that. I think that's exactly what you love about guys like Gavin, right? I think all the boxes that he has checked throughout the season that you kind of just ran through there.
Yeah.
The hardest of which comes sitting on the bench after getting consistent playing time. And it's not just sitting on the bench for like a couple games. It was about a 2-week stretch. We didn't see Gavin like at all.
Nope.
And every time we did see him, he did something. And at some point, every manager, I don't care who it is, takes note of that. And the next time the opportunity was presented, he didn't hesitate. Sheets was in there and really hasn't come out of the lineup since that moment or since that time. As Jackson went down with that injury, he hasn't left the lineup yet. And so he continues to just, I think, exemplify what it means to be a pro. And he's coming into his own. This is a career year. That can't just wash over everybody. I mean, he's having the best year of his career right now. He's one away from having 20 homers. I mean, he's already broken it, but now he's moving into a different territory here. And yeah, man, it was last night was I thought Jackson's words at the end. I think what he said there, kind of going after they won that game. He said, I honestly appreciate coming back tonight more than just blowing them out. It provided it proved a lot in us, our determination in what we wanted to do this year, not giving up after we go down 3. It means a lot. It proved we're locked in the whole game. And I just thought that was a grinded out type of win. And the numbers proved to be true, right? It was, you get to their bullpen, you got a shot. The Padres, as you said, Darv kept it where it is. The bullpen kept it where it was. They got to their bullpen, and then the fun began.
Yeah, I got nothing but respect for Terry Francona, and he's down there and talking to Lodolo, but when Lodolo doesn't come out for the 6th inning, after 79 pitches, it's a standing ovation from me because that was like the best news of the night. And, maybe he knows Lodolo's situation obviously better than I do. But I didn't understand why they took him out in the first place, but I'm glad they did. The other part of it that probably went unnoticed, but a big problem of late was not the case last night, Tony. Padre pitching 12 strikeouts, no walks. There's another, contribution to a victory when these guys are throwing strikes. Yeah, right. Darvish didn't walk anybody either. You're right. And, keep the ball over the plate. When they were in this 9 of 11, man, they were behind every hitter, it seemed, for a week and a half. So good to see that back last night, throwing strikes. And, it's a good win all the way around. Everybody, it's one of those ones, even if you go for 3, I think you feel like you contributed because it was everybody pushing and pulling for everybody. Yeah. And that feeling, Tony. Everybody wants to feel like they're part of a win. And just you saw the celebration afterwards. Everybody felt like they were part of that. They
wanted that one. And they knew they didn't want to let that one slip away, especially once they got back in it. So, kudos to the Pods. They mix it up here again tonight. Michael King makes his return from the IL. Hard to know what to truly expect. I don't know the expectations should be extremely high. I'm just happy to see the guy back on the mound today for the Pods.
Me too. To me, I hope it's the first of 4 starts that he's able to make between now and the first week of October. because I fully expect that we're going to need a big Michael King game sometime the first week of October. We don't need it tonight, but at the same time, hopefully he'll give us 3 or 4 innings, just keep us in the game and get comfortable back out on the mound tonight. Little scouting report for those going to the game tonight. Do I dare say this, Tony, if you're sitting in the left field pavilion or a right field seat somewhere, Zach Littell has given up more home runs than any pitcher in baseball this year. It doesn't mean he can't get guys out. I mean, he's a pretty good pitcher, and he beat the Padres earlier this year when he was with Tampa Bay. But he does have problems this year with the home run. So hopefully the Padres can get a couple guys on base and get that home run at a timely spot tonight. Help them win another ball game and keep the heat on the Dodgers. You're probably, I know that the Dodgers lost 3 to the Pirates. I know they had trouble with the Orioles, et cetera, but I'm not expecting help from the Rockies in LA this week, the next 2 nights. So to me, Padres got to take care of their business and, stay right there. Because the Rockies, I don't think, I told Skraby last night, I don't think the Rockies have won a game in LA since,
It does seem like it's been
since they moved from Brooklyn. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The Rockies go there and they completely lay down. They got no hits last night until the 9th inning. I mean, come on,
completely lay down.
They do. They do. By the way, the comeback last night. Again, we've said this. You and I never thought anything differently. But how many times did we hear in the last 3 weeks that this team just doesn't look like they care? Right. They're not playing it. They're not giving it an effort. They've mailed it in. I wish I had $1 for every time I've heard that one.
That's probably my favorite one. Out of all of them, they've mailed it in is probably my favorite.
Yeah. Okay, so where are those comments today? Probably not going to hear them today.
They're not here today.
They're not here today.
Because the Padres certainly didn't mail it in. So
That's
there
right.
you go. All right, let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. We dive into possible lineup, not yet, and Michael King's debut. More on the other side.
When San Diego takes
There's Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
We are week 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off the birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel. He wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says I can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Skraby. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
We are league 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off the birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel. He wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us, and he did a lot for us.
It is 2:17. We welcome you back to Gwynn and Chris. I happen to know this because Tony erroneously mentioned it yesterday. But if it's 2:17 here, what does that mean, Skrabe? It's 8:17 in Pango Pango.
We did look it up yesterday.
We actually looked at it.
Was that correct?
Yes,
that was correct.
It was.
You were absolutely correct when you said that.
First of all, I never heard of Pango Pango.
I don't know.
So,
where
I think it's Pago Pago, but same thing.
Where did you pull that out of? Because it came completely out of nowhere.
There's an area of my mind that most people do not want to go to.
Clearly,
that's where it is.
Yes,
yes, it's it is Pago Pago. You're right, Skrabe. Pago. It's in America. It's the capital of American Samoa. Don't ask me why my mind works the way it does. I have no idea. Yeah, I think that's pretty much sums it up there. And but no, Tony said it's 8 something, and we're like, what? Where in Pango?
I started
Pango?
to say it's 8.
Yeah,
I stopped myself.
You did.
But you
but of course, we've made a big deal out of
gap.
it, and now it's going on forevermore. We have the ball game coming up a little later tonight. We mentioned it. Michael King and Zach Littell for the Reds. Padres comfortable at the moment, 6 games clear of San Francisco in the wild card in terms of making the wild card. And
right, for those who may not understand what Chris is talking about, that just means right now they're positioned 6 games ahead of the Giants in the second spot.
Yeah, right. For the Padres to miss the playoffs entirely, they'd have to fall below the Giants, and they have plenty of leeway at the moment. But they have hopefully bigger fish to fry, which is passing the Dodgers here down the stretch. Dodgers once again will draw the Rockies tonight.
You start looking at the matchup, right?
Yeah.
And I know, listen, ultimately the Padres will face whoever they face, but if you had your druthers and who you rather face, I think you'd probably rather face the Cubs than having to face the Dodgers. And I think that's how it would line up, because at this point, whoever wins the West is likely not going to get a bye unless Philly has a collapse, which I'm not ruling out considering the guys that they're missing right now. But they got a great pitching performance from Nola last night. And so I would say that you start looking at the matchups, and we're just forecasting. I certainly understand there's a lot of baseball left, but I think the matchup against the Cubs.
They match up with the Cubs right now where they are. If they pass the Dodgers, Tony, and get the 3 spot, I think they would probably get the Mets here. And that's no gimme, but I would take Mets here rather than Cubs at Wrigley Field, which is where it is right now. That to me is what's at stake. You have it differently?
I mean, no, I think ultimately the goal is to win the division, so that sets you up to do any of that. If indeed they aren't going to, and the options are the second wild card spot or the third wild card spot.
I see. Right. You want to stay ahead of the Mets then, you don't have to slide into the Dodgers in LA.
Right.
Which is still a possibility, right?
You rather hold that off as long as possible. Yeah. Quite frankly, I would rather I don't want to see them again any earlier than the championship series.
There's some people who think that there's actually people who've said that, if we're going to play the Dodgers, let's play best of 3. It's easier to beat them there than it is in a best of 5 or a best of 7.
That's not a terrible thought.
I don't know if it's true.
I don't know if it's true either, but
I don't either. I'd rather play in a best of 7 because that means I'm in the championship series. That's where I want to be. I don't really want to take a chance of going out in the first round. And if you're gonna have to play that best of 3. I want it right here at Petco Park. I want the Mets to be the opponent. If it works out that way, doesn't mean I want to boo Juan Soto. I want to, I just want it to be.
You want to do that anyway.
I want to boo that. Well, me and a lot of other people apparently, because he gets booed really loud here. But the Mets could come in here and win 2 games. There's no argument. But any team could, go anywhere and win 2 games. So I have to take my chances where I feel best.
What we do know is the numbers tell us in the wild card round there is no home field advantage.
It wasn't last year. You're right.
There hasn't in any year since we've changed it. It has been the numbers tell you that it is less than 50% for home field to win. Yeah. In the rounds after, it becomes over 50 and it just increases.
Yeah, and to your point, last year there were the 4 wild card series, 2 in each league. The only team playing at home that advanced was the Padres.
Yeah.
Everybody else won on the road. So you're right. There's no guarantees anywhere. So let's win the division. I'm still keeping an eye on the Phillies, opening the door for us to get a bye. But you're right, Tony. Now, the way Nola pitched last night, that is a long way off. They're 5 games to make up there. Michael King tonight. I think what's going to happen no matter what he does, Tony, we're going to overrate it. Not you and I, but just in general, right? If he goes out and gives up 3-4 runs and 2 1/3 innings and comes out, people are going to go, oh, God, that's it. Michael King's not going to help us.
Right.
Yeah, and if he goes 4 shutout and retires all 12 he faces, then, he's ready for Game 7 of the World Series. Right. So I don't think any of those are true. I think he's got to go out there tonight, just get comfortable back on the mound again. And, the guy's pitched two innings since May 18th. It's almost 4 months. So just get comfortable, throw your pitches, hopefully have a little command. You're not going to have full command of it. Try to get ahead of the hitters a little bit and, get out of the game with the Padres still having a chance to win. To me, that's a successful night for Michael King.
Yeah, I think it should be viewed the same way it was for when Darv came back and pitched, right? I think it's been so long since he's pitched that you have to have some type of, I guess, I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for, but you have to kind of temper your.
Welcome to my age, Tony. That happens all the time.
You have to
the senior moments like that where you forget a word. It's right there on the tip of you can see it, but your mind just will not allow you to say it. So.
It was not forming at all right there.
But
you should temper your expectations. I think if he can get four plus, I would consider that a good night. Especially if he keeps the Padres in the ball game. But I think ultimately the thing I'm looking for most is that he walks off the mound and we wake up tomorrow and it's like he's good. He's not feeling anything. His knee didn't swell back up. Because listen, when you're dealing with knees, that is a possibility, right? Like he get out there, you land wrong, or the knee just doesn't respond well. That's what I'm looking forward to more than anything is that he's healthy and that he will be able to make the next start. Because I think the 4, we basically heard Michael say it, like it has been strategic to get him to this point where he had 4 starts to kind of map his way and get himself in the best possible rhythm and shape that he can have going into the playoff, ideally.
I think the best result, put another way, the best result for Michael King tonight will be for Michael King to be pitching Sunday against Colorado.
Correct.
That means tonight was good.
Yep.
No matter what the result is. If he's out there starting Sunday against Colorado, then this was a good night for him. So we'll see. Littell, as I mentioned, with the Reds, does give up home runs, but he has beaten the Padres already this year. And he's with the Rays, very capable right-hander. Abbott goes tomorrow for the Reds. He has been another Lodolo, man, just really tough left-handed pitcher. So, the next couple of games, you got to, get your job done and stay in there and handle it. And keep a little pressure on the Dodgers if you can. Real quick, Tony, the Monday night game. How about J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, man.
That to me is you couldn't ask for a better start, unless he just came out and threw 6 touchdowns in the first half. But
you couldn't ask for a better finish.
Yeah. The start was brutal.
Right. To look at this guy for 3 quarters, I thought the Vikings may not score this season.
That's what I thought too.
Listen. Yeah, 3 touchdown drives in a row to win the game. Man.
There were a ton of pundits that had been, all over our guy Kevin, thinking that he had made a bad mistake, especially through those first 3 quarters. It was
Kevin O'Connell kind of talking about. Yeah, he was taking a beating. Yeah,
but it's funny. I don't know if I told you guys this. I ran into Kevin in Minnesota. He was at the game.
Whoa. Oh, okay. No, you didn't tell him.
On Sunday, and he happened to be talking to Schulte, and I can't remember who else was standing there, but he was talking about young quarterbacks and how you kind of have to. I kind of took it as you kind of have to like piecemeal it for them a little bit early. And you just hope that they can grasp it enough that you can start to expand it. And you could solely see him trying to kind of guide him through early. And then when it gets down to that the crunch time there, you just need to let him kind of go out and make plays. And he made some good ones there. 3 drives to get, or 3 TDs at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's in 2 different storylines, right? I mean, Caleb Williams went out and everybody was anxious to see what he goes 10 for 10 to start the game. He looks like Ben Johnson has already made big strides with him, but he finished kind of flat. He went, I think, 4 of 14 or 15 down the stretch there, completions, something that, didn't look great. And on the flip side, J.J. McCarthy, a lot of question marks there. Didn't look good through 3 quarters, but when it mattered, winning time came, he was at his best. And, I think you're right. A great start for him in Chicago last night.
Tony, when you were speaking with my former best friend, did you ask him why his PR people don't get back to me anymore?
I didn't ask him, but, he's definitely an NFL head coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like he's got that aura about him, even as he stood there.
Yeah,
and was talking.
What does that have to do with him coming on the show?
It's not our guy. He's not the same guy. He's got the same name.
I think he's kind of busy, man. I just think he doesn't have
Well,
time
he told us on the air 2 years ago that he would come on anytime. So
yeah, well,
a lot has happened in 2 years, brother.
He did become coach of the year,
and he might have been the coach of week 1 this week.
He may have been,
because that was you mentioned it, Tony, but he started as his first job was quarterback coach, I think, with the Patriots. And then, offensive
then he went
coach
to the Jets. And
he went a lot of places, but he's worked with quarterbacks, and he was a quarterback. But I think he really understands it.
He does.
I think for McCarthy, that was the perfect guy to help him, guide him through his first game.
100%.
I don't think any other coach, would have been – it might have been a whole different outcome. But Kevin, I was happy for him, and the Vikings get that win last night. And, Ben Johnson, he was a genius for 3 quarters. And he was a genius. Yeah, I told Skraby, I said, it's easy to be a genius when you're the offensive coordinator of the Lions. You got the best players. He doesn't have the best players anymore, so we'll see. It wasn't a terrible outing.
No,
it didn't get the win. So good finish to the week 1 of the Monday.
Just didn't get the win. I mean, this was a terrible outing for the Bears.
You think it was a bad loss? You call it a bad loss?
The Vikings look like they couldn't do anything on offense, and the Bears should have won that game.
Okay. I will say, your guy, it might not have worked out as a head coach in Miami, but as a defensive coordinator, you hear it across the board.
Oh, Brian Flores.
He confuses a lot of young quarterbacks. And that's what it looked like when it got time to the end. Like Caleb was a little bit trigger shy. Now, I will say he missed quite a few throws in that last little bit there that he should have completed that would have completely, turned the way that game ended. But there's that.
Yeah, well, not to rewrite history, Tony, but the day the Dolphins fired Brian Flores was not a happy day as far as I was concerned.
No,
I was a fan of that guy the entire time.
Yeah.
And
he got a raw deal there, it seemed like.
He did. They went from, hardcore, work hard, to vacation time with Mike McDaniels, and that isn't going too well either.
He has like the zinc on his nose during practice.
Who was it that called Mike McDaniels out this year for having too soft of a team? It was an NFL player.
Yeah,
was it Samuel? Was it Asante Samuel? Was it that him who was calling?
No,
him
they were joint practicing. Chris, who did they joint practice with?
With the Lions, it was a disaster with the Lions. You know what, Tony? Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, that's Tony.
That's one of those. That's one of those moments you're talking about.
There's one of those moments. Yeah.
Where am
I? Yeah, you're Tony.
Oh, did Dan Marino play yet?
I don't know where that one was. Yeah.
You should have heard Chris and Adam arguing about whose team was worse before.
Yeah, he thinks the Falcons are worse than the Dolphins. I'm like, please,
no shot.
But
he also said something I agree with. I would much rather get blown out than have a close game and lose at the end of the game.
That's a fanatic way of thinking.
It is.
For sure.
There is no way any fan worth their salt would want to sit through 16 more of the games I just sat through.
You're right about that.
That's ridiculous.
But talking about who was criticizing Mike McDaniel, I don't remember who that was, but just get in line. I mean, the line is around the block right now. Everybody's ripping on him and that team. All right, when we come back, Mark Ziegler will jump in. Why? Because the Aztecs basketball schedule is out, and that's always fun. We'll talk about the season and what's ahead for Brian Dutcher's team and the latest there as Gwynn and Chris continues.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this. if I go home, it's just going to be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall /
Super
entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name beaver nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it. With dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now, I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam.
Back at you again, 2:38 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matthew Skraby. Padres getting set for game 2 against the Redlegs. We will report to you a lineup when we get one. We haven't got one yet. Mark Ziegler will join us here shortly to talk a little bit about the Aztecs again. Looking to I don't know. Take whatever that next step is. I mean, this has been a perennial
best time of the year almost. I mean, I love Padre baseball and what they've done, but Aztec basketball, the gift that keeps giving, Tony, I say every winter, man. They've come through for us about what now, 14 years in a row, and thereabouts, just at different levels of success. Should be another.
Skraby, were you trying to tell me something? Because you like?
Yeah, the board is kind of tough to tell people things, but our guest is ready.
Mark Ziegler.
Okay. See, I would have never heard that if I didn't ask that question.
Does it sound like this?
It didn't sound like anything. It sounded like you hit the button and let it go before you said what you needed to say.
Okay.
But anyway, Mark Ziegler joins us, Union Tribune. Mark, how are you, my friend? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been good. I missed you last couple of times I was on.
Yeah, you have.
Questions weren't quite up to the usual standards.
All right.
He got me.
The schedule came out. Looks pretty tough. I mean, what's the expectation? I know it's early and we haven't even got on the court yet, but I mean, what does this Aztec or what are the questions, I should say, that the staff have about this group of Aztecs?
I think if we ask Brian Dutcher, I have a pretty good idea of what he'd say. He would say, can they rebound? Because there was not a very good rebounding team last year. And, this is a program that hangs its hat on defense and rebounding. We forget the rebounding part sometimes. And that's part of defense. You gotta end the possession with a rebound. You can make the other team take a terrible shot, late in the shot clock. But if you don't rebound it, it doesn't do you any good. And usually when teams get offensive rebounds, it leads to a really good shot. If you look at the analytics on that, I mean, the 3-point shots after an offensive rebound, percentage of those being made are way, way up over in a half-court set. So I think that's the biggest concern. It's been a huge emphasis. I've been to some practices. They do it every day. But I think just with experience, they have a little bit more size. I think they really emphasize with Magoon, turning him into a better rebounder. He obviously can block shots. Same with Farrell Compton, making him a better rebounder. Miles Huddy is a good rebounder. But I think that's the biggest question. I mean, I think they're going to be able to score. I think with their length and athleticism, they'll be able to defend. It's just that aspect of the game that gets overlooked a lot, but I think it's going to be important to their success.
Why are they getting no love around the country, Mark? I mean, I know that we should expect a certain amount of that because it's the Mountain West Conference, but you would almost think the Aztecs have transcended that a little bit, considering, they went to back-to-back Sweet 16s and a final, and they're in the tournament every year. And it seems by all accounts from people who do follow college basketball, not just reading your stuff, but that they really have added some potential impact players this year to have another really good, Brian Dutcher type squad, yet they have to kind of start from scratch when it comes to rankings and things like that.
Yeah, it's a really good question because it's something I've noticed over the years. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. I mean, the 1920 team went 30-2. They weren't ranked in the preseason, and they were 30-2. I mean, how do you miss on that? But I think one of the issues this year is that so much of the rankings used to be on who do you have coming back. Now it's who do you have coming in.
Yeah.
And if you look at their transfer class, it's very, very strategic. Maybe not real sexy players, but they're meeting a very specific need. Jeremiah Oden, the 4-man who can back up Magoon and play some 3 and maybe come off the bench. And, Sean Newman, not a great scorer shooter, but he's a really good passer. Latrell Davis, he's more of a guy for the future, although I think he's really, really good and could impact the team now. But that's kind of, and then you look at these other teams that brought in, 4 projected starters, and people just get, big eyes over that.
Right.
And
and
it's also the power conference thing too. They're paying so much attention to power conferences. And I think they're being overlooked. I mean, I expect them to be ranked in the top 25, but I wouldn't be shocked if they're not, just because I've seen really good teams not get ranked before at San Diego State. It's kind of a tradition. But I think they should be in that, I'm going to rank them probably around 17. I think they'll probably end up in the mid 20s, right? 22 to 28, somewhere in there.
Mark Ziegler joins us, Union Tribune. He covers our Aztecs. And Mark, you mentioned strategy as it pertains to the roster. Reading your article, there's clearly some strategy in how they put together this schedule. It seems like a very difficult schedule. Some of the powerhouses or you may say former powerhouses, UCLA on there, look like Arizona. What do you think about what is Dutch's idea behind this strategy and scheduling these tough teams?
So they approach it as looking at getting, the goal of this program is to get to the NCAA tournament. It's the expectation of this program. It's not a hope anymore. And so they schedule that way. So there's 3 ways to get there. One is to schedule really hard in the non-conference, and most Mountain West schools or mid-majors don't do that because you've got coaches who are younger. They're worried about their salaries, keeping their jobs, and they want to have a nice, sexy, pretty record. Dutch is old enough and secure enough that he's going to go out and he also understands the numbers. And when you say Dutch in the schedule, it's really Matt Soria. He's a scheduling guru. He's one of the best in the country. He should get the flowers for putting these things together more than anybody else on the staff. Yeah, and really good at what he does. and it's very, very meticulous the way he puts the games together. But anyway, they want to have 3 or 4 big-time, top 25 type games in November and December that allow them a chance to, if they just win one of those, they're probably in the NCAA tournament. Because the problem with mid-majors is you don't have the strength of schedule in your conference. You don't have that much comparison. Whereas a school like a UCLA, they don't have to play a great non-conference schedule because they're going to play so many good teams in the Big Ten, so many tournament-bound teams that all you got to do is beat 3 or 4 of them, and they're going to have enough opportunities to do that. San Diego State looks upon it as our opportunities come in November and December. So that's the first way to get in the tournament. And if you look at last year, they're not getting in if they don't beat Houston.
Yeah.
And, they got into the players era, and they played a real hard schedule. They played Houston, and they beat them. And that was the major reason they got in. Second way is to win your conference, which they really haven't had a great success over the course of the conference schedule of actually winning the regular season title in the last few years. And that's probably because they're at a disadvantage not being an altitude team and the travel and all that. And there's some other things with injuries last year. And then the third way is to win your conference tournament. So it gives them 3 shots, but they want to take that first shot. They're not going to be like the other programs that wait for the second or third shot. They want to take their swing early. And with this team, he knows they're going to be good, and they have guys coming back. So I think he feels like they're going to be good early. And that's why you see, obviously players are festival, but some tough games in there pretty early.
Mark Ziegler's with us. Aztec basketball still a little bit away, but never too early to talk some hoops. I think the opener's November 4th, the actual season opener. But people are excited about that scrimmage, which is now open to the public on October 17th with UCLA coming here. So make sure you check that out. I know they're selling tickets for that as well. And that'll be a lot of fun. The one thing I saw Dutcher say in your article today is something that we should remind everybody of, Mark. For all of us, our last trip to Laramie, our last trip to Albuquerque, our last trip to Reno. The Aztecs are switching conferences. I don't think anybody's going to have a tear about missing Albuquerque and Colorado Springs and all the altitude that has gone with this conference. But one more time through the old Mountain West, huh?
Yeah, and I was thinking about this. How many of these programs? Because in football, some of these teams will play each other. And when BYU left the conference, they still played. And every now and then you see a Utah game against a Mountain West team. But I don't think San Diego State will be playing these teams.
No.
Particularly in the home and home, and particularly on the road.
Right.
Even New Mexico, which is a good team, I just don't think, they're going to go fly to Albuquerque and play in the pit. I just don't think you'll see it. So, enjoy it this year because the chances of them playing any of these teams is going to be pretty remote, particularly Laramie. And it's nothing against the people Laramie. Every time I say it, I get a ton of emails and tweets, saying, just was filled with hate. And I love the people of Laramie. I actually like the town of Laramie. But I think from a basketball standpoint, when you're in San Diego State's shoes and you only get 4 charter legs a year and you got to burn 2 of them going to Laramie and playing 7,000 feet, it's just not a good deal for you. And that's all it is. But yeah, they're not going to miss it. And, obviously still Utah State in elevation and Colorado State. So there'll still be 2 elevation games in the new conference, but that's better than 6.
You mentioned Compton earlier. I was so impressed with his freshman year. I mean, he seems like one of these guys that you're talking about rebounding. He already is a big guy. I mean, I imagine the summer was good to him in terms of putting on some more weight. I mean, what type of year are we expecting in year 2 from him?
I really think he's going to have a breakout year, just from what I've seen in practices. And the big thing for him was his body. I wrote about it earlier in the summer. As soon as the season ended, he and Taj DeGorville both kind of came to the realization after going through a freshman year that, you've got to change your body if you're going to take a professional attitude towards this. And he did. And the thing about him is he has a high work rate, but his body wasn't allowing him to keep working hard. He'd keep fatiguing. And when he fatigued, he has the longest arms I've ever seen. He starts reaching because he can. And that's what he did in high school. That was sort of the default. And what getting in better shape has allowed him to do is be more active, but also he's staying in the stance longer. He can chase rebounds out of his area more, and he can just go harder, longer. And I think that with his body type and his skill set, that's really going to help him. I mean, I think he may start. I think he's got a good chance of starting as a 5-man who's really only like 6'6", 6'7", but with those arms plays like he's 7 feet, which is a classic San Diego State big. Running the floor, blocking shots. He's improved his outside jumper. I saw him make some threes in the Swish League. He's working really hard in his free throw so he can be in there at the end of the game. But yeah, I expect he's going to be a guy that takes a big, guys take the biggest step freshman to sophomore year, but I really think you're going to see it in him.
Got a couple of minutes left, Mark. This is a Skraby question, so don't expect it to be the level of the others.
Why are you blaming this on me?
Because it's less.
Skraby's got good questions.
Thank you.
So the problems with my questions.
My process of elimination.
Yeah, it must have been me.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Chris.
Must have been me. Now, Skraby wants to know whether you've gotten a loan from Kawhi Leonard lately with all the money he was getting from the Clippers. I'm just curious if you had a laugh reading all of that stuff, or I know that they're after Ballmer and all that stuff. I don't believe any of it, honestly, but we'll see where it goes. But they kind of dragged Kawhi's name through the mud with that whole story, really. Made him look like he's,
It's unfortunate, Kawhi, and on a certain level, you can't blame Kawhi because if someone wants to give you $28 million job for planting trees that you don't have to plant, I mean, I take it. I wouldn't have any qualms with it. But, to me, my perspective is probably a little bit different than other people is. So his original agent when he came out of college was a guy named Brian Elfis, who is from Carlsbad, and as agents go, he is the most genuine, bona fide, real human being. And I don't mean to degrade agents, but he's really a good guy. And he got kind of pushed out of the way by Uncle Dennis. I get it. It's family. You want your family to run it. Fine. But Uncle Dennis didn't get a law degree, doesn't have a business background, and isn't an agent by trade. And I think that's part of the reason you end up in this situation. I just can't imagine my guy, Brian, doing this if he's still Kawhi's agent and approving it and feeling good about it. And understanding the risk and the downside of it if it ever got exposed, which these things always end up getting exposed.
Yeah, right.
So I think a lot of it is you see these guys get in trouble sometimes when you have family, and of course you're loyal to your family and you trust your family, but uncle is not an MBA, is not a law degree, and so I just think I think that's probably where he got in a little bit of trouble, and now he's going to pay the price a little bit in terms of his image and maybe some financial blowback.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Mark, as always, man, we appreciate you spending some time with us, educating us on the Aztecs before the season gets started. We'll catch up again later.
Hey, real quick, last time I asked you guys what your prediction on San Diego State football wins was after this last week. Do you want to revise that, Chris?
What did I say? I want to have hope. I just do. I do.
It doesn't sound like you have much hope, though.
Sean Lewis said they played a bad game. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Still give him 6 wins. I don't know.
I'm glad you didn't ask me because I was going to say 9 because I was really bullish because I thought their schedule was really weak and I thought they could really take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But now, but one of the 9 was beating Washington State, who I didn't think was very good. So
well, at least staying within 26
maybe I'm down to 8.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mark, we'll catch up with you, man.
Thanks so much, Mark. See you.
Yep. See you guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Mark Ziegler, always fun to have on, always better educated about our Aztecs after having a conversation with him.
Yeah, and if you're looking for the big ones this year, I mentioned the UCLA thing. That's a scrimmage, but it's still, going to be fun to have that game. Michigan and Oregon are the 2 that are on the schedule in Las Vegas tournament, and then they'll have a third opponent based on the results of the first 2 rounds.
That tournament's loaded, too,
loaded again, yeah. And then the other big one they have is against Arizona in Phoenix. It's at a neutral court. It's not because Arizona's in Tucson, but it's still going to be in Arizona. But those are the ones that, they get one of those and then take care of the rest of their business. They'll probably be playing in March again. So that's kind of what it's about.
Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. A little Daily Gambit.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh?
Are you a baseball player?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like them.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been
Are you a baseball player?
bad. Huh?
Are you a baseball player?
I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over here. So.
What are you thinking of seeing it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, who not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place. So I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight on that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
Chris, hello. I think that joke's run its course.
No. By the way, someone in the chat after we were talking about, I said it was Pago Pago.
Right.
There are people who are familiar with Pango Pango, and it is Pango Pango.
Okay, so
A G and an A.
It's
Form an
P-A-G-O.
N. Yeah,
but
there's an N.
All right, so Pango Pango is correct.
It's taken us 2 days, but we got it.
Yeah. All right, so that joke's run its course, but it is 6 hours earlier or later there. One or the other.
It's tomorrow
Sure,
there.
It's tomorrow. Okay, thanks.
No.
Greg.
It's not only 6 hours. It's like 18 hours or 12
Okay.
hours or whatever.
All right.
Can't be 12 hours. It's like 15 hours, Chris.
All right. Anytime I get you involved with a math situation, it's not good. The Reds have a lineup for tonight's game. The Padres do not yet. We'll pass it along as we get it for you. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. And we're here ahead of Padres baseball against the Reds. Sam Levitt's pregame show, 5:40 this afternoon. The ball game at 6:40. And I wonder, Michael King's returning to the mound tonight. I just wondered, they have a lot of televisions down in the clubhouse. And I would imagine, Skraby, without, spending a lot of clubhouse time myself, I would imagine one of those TVs is always tuned to the MLB network. I just would think that that's got probably automatically on somewhere.
I actually kind of sort of have an answer for this.
Okay.
Because I was down there a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and interestingly enough, they had a video that they were showing a pitcher's pickoff move. So everybody could watch the pickoff move.
Okay. So they have,
But-
so you're telling me that like a scouting type thing.
Yes.
Right. They have that.
But they did have MLB Network.
Okay.
And then they had some other sports on.
and some other games and things like that. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have MLB Network on in our studio here. And as we speak, you and I, there is one of the MLB Network guys, Dan Plesac, who's a former pitcher in the big leagues, mostly with Milwaukee, if I recall, left-handed reliever mostly. But he's one of the regular guys there on MLB Network. And he just moments ago was breaking down footage of Michael King, of all people.
Yeah.
And they showed King giving up a home run, and they showed King giving up another home run. And then they showed King talking it over with Ruben Niebla. And then we don't have the sound up, but then Dan Plesac got up on the little mound that they have there in the studio and seemed to be passing along some advice to Michael King as to, like, here's what I'm seeing that he needs to work on.
Yeah, he doesn't have any tape from that you can actually watch since May.
Right. So I just wondered, like, is Michael King sitting in the clubhouse laughing at this? Or does he even – I'm sure he doesn't care necessarily, but if he happened to be there looking up, seeing himself giving up a couple of home runs, and then seeing some guy come on the screen and go, here's what Michael King needs to do, and you're Michael King – do you pay attention to it? Do you listen to it at all? Do you laugh?
No, you don't listen to it at all.
You don't even watch it. You wouldn't watch
it.
Okay.
I think Michael King seems
I mean, who
like
knows?
the guy.
Maybe Dan Plesac has a little tidbit
Could
of
be.
information.
Michael King seems like a guy who has a good sense of humor, so I think maybe he would be like, "Hey, turn this up. Let me see what this guy's saying."
Yeah, sure. Let me turn this up. I want to see that home run I gave up to Aaron Judge again. Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting. I watch this stuff on the MLB Network, and then I think about what they're thinking, when they're watching it in the Padre clubhouse. So, and then most likely Michael King didn't even know that just happened on the MLB Network.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody will tell him about it.
It would be weird because what would you do?
I think I'd be curious.
Me
I
too.
mean, I'm an idiot. I go on the Twitter thing every
Me
day
too.
and find out what
Me
people
too.
are saying. Even though I know I don't want to hear what they have to say, I still go on there.
I'm with you. I would take a listen to what they were saying about me.
I'm dumb. So we'll see.
That would be really hard if I was a pro athlete, not being able to look at things and listen to things.
I think another thing that would be difficult would be in Dan Plesac's shoes, because he has to go on there And he obviously wants to, be assertive in what he says, but he's not Ruben Niebla, who knows every working detail, right? But he's also on TV telling Michael King what to do.
Yep.
So, there's a certain part of that goes into it.
It's definitely strange.
So he's got to not be careful necessarily what he says, but I think he has to at least be able to support what he's saying.
Yep.
So that Michael King can't say, man, what are you talking about? Type of thing.
I think I guess I'd rather hear it from a guy who did the job.
Played in the league.
Yeah.
No,
instead of like Brian Kenny breaking down spin rates like he did with Joe Musgrove.
Yeah.
Look at this spin rate. It's in the regular season. It's way lower than what he did in the playoffs when his adrenaline was pumping.
I'll never give Brian Kenny the time of day again. And I understand.
I can't wait for the day.
I understand why Tony, did the interview with him, but don't like that guy.
I cannot wait for the day that we're walking down at Petco Park and he's there, and I'll be like, "Go say hi, Chris."
Brian Kenny, he walked by us one time. We were doing the broadcast live and at the general manager meetings. I remember he walked right by.
I don't remember that.
Don't you remember? I went over and gave him a 4-on shiv and sent him into the wall.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I remember Bruce Bochy having trouble getting
in my mind.
security.
That's what I did to Brian Kenny, but I didn't actually follow through with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got in the Daily Gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Jeffrey on the chat says something about the Michael King thing that I think makes a lot of sense. But the guys breaking it down on TV are just breaking it down for us lowly fans, not for the player themselves, which I know that you know.
I know. Well, they are breaking it down, quote, for the lowly fans, but that doesn't mean that Michael King won't hear what he said.
True.
So he needs to, whatever he's saying, he has to make some sense to Michael King, or he's going to lose all that credibility.
Yeah, and the next time that guy wants an interview with Michael King's like, no, he didn't take the time to look at my tape, so I'm not going to take the time for that. But I agree that most of the breakdowns are for people like me.
Yes.
Tune in tomorrow night at 11 p.m. for Odyssey's annual I'm Listening program, which aims to spread awareness about mental health. Talk saves lives. I'm Listening features some of the biggest names in sports and music. For more information, visit imlistening.org. Now, to our bets. Padres minus 1.5 on the run line last night against the Reds. We both chose Padres. I should have gone with my heart.
Don't ever go with your heart. Keep betting Padres.
My brain, I should say.
Even though they won.
Yeah, they won, but they didn't win the bet.
Win's a win. We don't care.
In standings, but not in my pocketbook.
All right.
Over under 7.5 total runs in the game. You went under. I went over. They had 7, so you win.
I almost hit the scoregami prediction last night. I predicted 4-2, 4-3.
Oh yeah,
close.
Yeah, I said 5-3. So
all right.
Dodgers Rockies over under 9 runs total in their game. We both went under, and we were both correct. It was only 4 runs, 3-1. Shohei Ohtani over under 3.5 total bases in the game. You went under. I went over. He only had a double, so that was 2 bases. Who had more strikeouts, Yu Darvish or Nick Lodolo? We both chose Lodolo. We were very wrong. Yu Darvish had a 1 strikeout spread, too. So 7 minus 1, 6. Lodolo, 2.
I thought that was a gimme.
Me too.
That Lodolo would have more strikeouts.
Me
just
too.
shows what we know. But, Darvish, I thought pitched well last night. Again, it wasn't shutout baseball, but it was enough to keep his team in the game. And secondly, if I was covering the Reds – or I was doing my show there somewhere in Louisville today or whatever, I'd be like,
in
why
Cincinnati, you mean?
Well, it's next to Cincinnati. That's why I said. But why did they take Lodolo out?
I have no
what
idea.
Were they thinking?
Well, he is coming off injury.
Now that might be it. Okay.
But he didn't come off like major injury because from what I looked at in his game log, it looked
I was
like
so
one
happy
stint.
he was out of the game.
Me too. I was surprised.
I'm like, oh, this is great. Our old friend Scott Barlow, former Padre, came in and served him up. But
yeah.
That's what we needed.
And then, like at the end of the game, Emilio Pagan closing.
And then Nick Martinez. We had a lot of former guys out there.
Yeah, but the whole Emilio Pagan thing really angers me because he did nothing but give up game-ending home runs.
I was watching, with him and with Tony and Don goes, when he was here, he gave up a lot of home runs. He was trying to maybe talk us into one there. It didn't happen.
Apparently, Don and Tony said that Lodolo was coming back from an illness.
Good.
So.
Well, that helped. All
right, last night's Monday Night Football game, Minnesota -1.5 over the Bears. You picked the Vikings. I picked the Bears. Mine was good until about the fourth quarter because the Vikings won 27. Was it 27-24?
That was the final.
Yes. Then we had who had more receiving yards, Justin Jefferson or Rome Odunze. Justin Jefferson also had a 30-yard advantage or spread. We both picked Odunze. Justin Jefferson had 44 minus that 30, so he had 14 yards versus Odunze's 37. So we got that one right.
That one. It's not a big night for Jefferson. It was a terrible night for the Vikings until you looked up and they won the game.
I mean, Jefferson bailed out fantasy players with a touchdown, but that's
he
not
was
what
0 for 0 yards for a long time in that game.
That's
I
why
could see fantasy people freaking out for a while.
So I don't understand why he re-signed with them because they've always had a weird quarterback situation. JJ McCarthy over under 219.5 passing yards. You went under, I went over. He was under 143.
I was 6-2.
Nice.
You were 2-6.
Okay.
So good day for me. Cubs put Kyle Tucker on the injury list today. Calf strain. The other note in baseball, Bo Bichette injury list as well. 10 days. Sprained left knee. So those are two pretty big injuries for two playoff teams. Of course, yesterday was Trey Turner, who went down for the Phillies. So, I don't root for anybody to get hurt, but the more really good players that want to go on the injured list for a while,
fine with me.
I'm not going to hurt my feelings at this point.
Padres have officially activated Michael King. They optioned Alec Jacob just a minute ago.
Ooh, good thing they did that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wonder this is nonsense. What if somebody whoever job it was in the front office to send that document in forgot? And then it was like 7:00 tonight or 6:40 tonight. Michael King's running out to the mound and somebody calls down to the dugout. Schulte?
We never activated him.
We kind of forgot to activate him. You're going to have to start Alec Jacob.
Can you imagine if I was in charge of that?
No, we would not put you in charge of that.
That's something I need to ask AJ Preller if I ever get a chance to talk to him. Like, how do you do that? Because I assume it's an online thing. Like
somebody's got to send it in.
Like
right?
MLB has a website. You go on there and you make your transactions through that website.
I would think so. Somebody's got to send it in somewhere, and it has to be, documented and whatever acknowledged by the league.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't just say it out loud. Hey, we're going to activate Michael King. You actually have to do.
Or do you think AJ Preller has a piece of paper? He rips it off. He gives it to someone, and they run like crazy, like you did that one time with the photos when you did your Super Bowl job. Chris was like a film runner.
Yes, they would hand the film, and you had to run it out to the truck, and then they would develop the film. No, I don't think the days of Fidipides are long past.
Fidipides?
Yeah.
Is that what they were called?
You don't know who Fidipides is, do you?
Is he an astronomer again?
Fidipides is part of the lore of the world. Look it up in the break, and if you don't have time to look it up, I'll tell you when we get back.
We don't need to.
And we will I'll give you the Fidipides rundown when we return after some traffic and also some picks for tonight's games.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire. Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help. And there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So, goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. That was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go.
It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this.
Gwynn and Chris returns, and that sound means tonight's lineup is out. I want to warn everybody before Skraby reads you the lineup. Crisello here, Skraby there. Tony back with us for our Fantabulous Sports Game Show.
Champ is here.
Yeah, you are the champ right now.
It feels amazing.
Till further notice, we'll see what happens today. That's in 10 minutes. But before that, yes, lineup is out. I just want to warn everybody. This may be the lineup you want to hear, but the last time they went with this lineup, they got shut out by Kyle Freeland, I think. So let's see what happens tonight. What do you got?
Batting first, playing right field, Fernando Tatis Jr. Batting second, playing first base, Ryan O'Hearn.
Yeah.
Manny Machado batting third, playing third. Gavin Sheets DHing in the cleanup spot. Ramon Laureano at the fifth spot. I like him there because he's filling the void for Xander Bogaerts.
I like wherever he is at the moment.
Yeah, that is true too. Jackson Merrill batting sixth, playing center field. Jose Iglesias, shortstop, batting seventh. Jake Cronenworth, second base, batting eighth. Freddie Fermin catching, batting ninth for Michael King.
Yeah, that means no Luis Arise. And honestly, the way Gavin Sheets is hitting right now, he has to be in.
Yes.
You can't sit Ryan O'Hearn out against a righty. So the only way Arise could get in now would be to have Cronenworth play short and have Iglesias on the bench and have Arise play second. But as I said the other day, I don't think they want to do that maybe more than one or two more times because it does significantly weaken you up the middle defensively, and that's a big deal.
Yes.
And tonight you got Michael King, and you want all the plays made behind him. So I totally get it. Arise, not in there. And, like I said, last time he wasn't in there, it didn't work out too well, but I know a lot of people wanted him on the bench, and you got it. Tonight, at least.
Well, who would you rather? I know we got things to do. We got Philippides to talk about. We got Daily Gambit.
Phidippides is the guy. Phidippides is the guy who inspired the marathon, the marathon. The story goes that in ancient Greek times, he was said to have run 26 miles from the city of Marathon to Athens to deliver news of the victory of a big war at the time, which was called the Battle of Marathon. So he ran 26 miles. They basically around that ended up putting the marathon together, and that's why the marathon is 26 miles. Because the city of Marathon is 26 miles from Athens, and that's how far Phidippides apparently ran.
What happened to the point two, Phidippides?
Do you know the story of the point two? There is a story.
I didn't know there was a story.
There is. You're sorry you asked, aren't you? It was 26 miles for the first Olympics in 1896 in Athens. The second Olympics was in 1904 in London, I think it was. And they laid out the course for 26 miles, and the finish line came up 0.2 miles short of where the King's box was.
So they
extended the race 0.2 miles so that the King could see the finish.
And that just became
that became the distance. Yeah.
What? All because of a king?
Because of a king. Now, again, these are stories of things that happened even slightly before I was born. Phidippides ran from Marathon to Athens sometime between 530 and 490 BC. So even I wasn't there for that to confirm it.
You just missed it.
All right.
Jocelyn says, too bad Marathon wasn't 0.75 miles away.
It would have been a little easier race.
Yes.
Well said, Jocelyn. All right. Here are our picks for tonight. We got Reds, Padres, 7.5 runs. I'll go first. So they go over tonight. A little more scoring tonight. With the right-hander Littell. Look for the 3-run homer to be the biggie tonight. The rare 3-run homer for the Padres. That's what they need.
You said over under what?
I said over. 7.5.
7.5. Okay. I'm going to go over 2.
Michael King over under 4 2/3 innings pitched.
Oh, man.
So he's got to get 5 to win. Your call.
Under. I'm just going to go under because of
I
pitch
hate to
count.
say you got to go under too. Yeah. If he gets 5 innings, man, that would be fantastic.
He's incredibly efficient.
I hope he's able to do it, but yeah, 4 sounds better to me. And I think that's one of those ones where we have a little more knowledge to make that wager.
Yes.
So I think somebody in Philadelphia or something goes, 5 innings, Michael King, come on.
Oh, it's easy.
Right. Dodgers 1.5 over the Rockies. I've already told you, the Rockies, not only do they not win in LA, they don't even score. Like last night, barely, they got 1 hit. So I'll take the Dodgers. I hate to do it, but
yeah, me too.
Seems like a gimme. One more thing in the Padre Red game. Sorry, Manny versus TJ Friedel. Runs, hits, plus RBIs. Now, here's the thing with TJ Friedel. He hit a homer to lead off last night. Can we stop doing that?
I know.
Was that the third time in the last, 4 home games?
It's crazy.
That it's been 1-0 before anything happened.
I know. I was driving home and I just, if I could have stopped the car, I would have. But I was just like, really?
Stop
Again,
doing that. I might have to call for the intentional walk tonight to TJ Friedel just to keep it from being a leadoff home run.
It's also very annoying to me that the visiting team seems like they can hit home runs and the Padres seem like they can't. It just drives me nuts.
I know. Well, the Padres are way down there on the home run list this year. So who do you have
more?
Here? Manny, runs plus hits plus RBIs. Manny is in a bit of a slump despite his 2-run homer the other day. Friedel or Manny?
I'm gonna have to go with Manny. I can't put my bet on Friedel.
TJ Friedel, I believe he went to Nevada.
Let's see.
Baseball player, Wolfpack guy. You know what? I hope this gets back to him and it lights a fire. I'm taking Friedel.
You're gonna take
over
Friedel.
Manny.
You're gonna
hopefully
take
Manny.
Friedel.
Yeah, I want Manny to fire up a little bit and do something about it.
Actually, Friedel's not been too bad this year.
No, he's a good player.
He's only hit 12 home runs, and one of them was yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, it's runs plus hits plus RBI, so he could, score a couple runs.
He did. He went to Nevada, Reno.
Yeah. Speaking of Nevada, WNBA tonight, Las Vegas, a huge favorite over Angel Reese's Chicago team.
She got suspended.
By her own team.
Yep, by her own team. Conduct detrimental to the
I'm
team.
not a fan of that suspension in general, but at some point, and please don't make this about anything more than what I'm saying, at some point, Angel Reese has to start being accountable for the things she says. I'm sorry. You just do, no matter who you are, whether you're trying to, get clicks or not. And you can't sit there, at least in the world I live in, and say, my teammates just aren't good enough. It's just not something you can say.
She's really good at the social media stuff. She's really good at getting out there. I wonder if, because people do this now, they're pitting social media against the team. So when she says it, other fans are going to be like, yeah, I need to help her out. I need to tell this team to start signing some players.
Yeah. What she said might be right. Can't go to the media with it. Her other players are right beside her every day at practice, working their butts off.
Yes.
And if you say that, they can't help but be upset by that. So she was suspended. Las Vegas has won 14 games in a row.
Oh, geez.
That's why they're favored by 17 big ones. I'll take them. Las Vegas. Keep the good times rolling. They're at home.
I'll go
17 points, though.
Yeah, the Sky are terrible.
Yeah, they are. And no Angel Reese. They're even worse.
I don't even think they've won double-digit games this year.
Just got to 10.
Okay. I'll go with Aces.
Minnesota -2 at Indiana. We haven't talked about this, but Caitlin Clark done for the year. I mean, her whole second season was just a complete, unfortunate injury disaster, comparable to Michael Jordan, who had a disaster injury-filled second season. So maybe it'll all turn out.
Could be putting that a little bit.
Not that bad. I mean, she's missing almost all this season, just as Jordan did back in the day.
And you want to know how I know she is the WNBA? Every single sports app, news app I had popped up on my phone with she's out for the season.
Yeah.
And no one else gets that treatment.
No. Minnesota's got the best record in the league. They're -2 on the road.
I'm going to go with them.
I think they're the pick for sure. And one last one, Asia Wilson for Las Vegas, -6 versus Kelsey Plum of the Sparks. Kelsey's in a different game. Kelsey plays somebody, let's see, Kelsey's playing Phoenix. Angel is playing Chicago.
Asia, you mean?
Asia Wilson. I said Angel, yeah. I'm going to go Asia Wilson here with no Angel Reese in there. She has a huge game.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right, we got the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Either Skraby stays the champ for another week,
champ is here,
or his reign is about to end. Come back and find out.
Up on Wednesday's show, Padres and Reds continue, but
Joseph Musgrove in the building.
Give him a round of applause, everyone.
It's not a bad setup right here, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. How you doing, Joe?
I feel great, man. Yeah, really good. Excited.
I heard you say on the stage today, 2 months away from throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
What are those 2 months going to be like for you?
A lot of patience, you know. I've been working really hard, man. Been really diligent with the rehab. The strengthening stuff has all been, you know, right on par. I've kind of hit every checkpoint with ease, and that was something that was told to me early on. Is like, you know, really give it the time that you need on the front end. You don't throw for 6 months regardless, so. You know, don't try to go out and be a hero and get yourself throwing in 4 months. Just, you know, do all the rehab, hit all the checkpoints, and then, you know, maybe make up some time on the back end, you know, once I'm consistently throwing. So strength feels really good. It's just, you know, getting the shoulder moving again and back in, like, certain ranges before I start playing catch.
For those who may not know, I don't think it was ever going to be in question whether Joe was going to attack his rehab the way he has already started to attack it. This is one of the most hard-working people I've ever been around. But this is new territory for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a guy who I consider well-educated on anything he's about to walk through.
Yeah.
What was your education like leading up to surgery? I know you must have talked to a billion people. You don't leave stones unturned.
Yeah.
What was that like, getting yourself prepared for this surgery?
Yeah, I got a notebook full of pages of you know, conversations, phone calls, doctor visits. I, you know, vetted 3-4 different doctor options. Called everybody I knew that had, you know, had Tommy John, called guys that had had it twice, and, you know, what the difference was the second time around compared to the first. So
this is your first, correct?
My first one, yeah. So I feel like I've done, you know, every bit of the homework that I could. I feel like I was as prepared and as, you know, educated on, you know, the process as possible. And now it's just, you know, putting the, you know, the lessons that I've learned from other people and their experiences, along with, you know, the feel and the trust that I have for myself.
We're talking to Joe Musgrove here on 97.3 The Fan. And, Joe, last year you called into our show. And
yeah, there we go.
You played a prank on me, and it was a really good prank because my heart stopped a beat for a second, and it still does. But I appreciate you doing that. This is the first time we've actually been able to talk about it.
A little locker room talk. It's all good, baby.
I told him, I told these folks that his eyes almost popped out of his head when Joe got on that phone.
Well, yeah, when I'm told I can't come into the clubhouse, it's a little concerning, considering, you know, I'm not that crazy of a guy, but
no,
anyway.
You're good by us down there. You're welcome whenever.
All right. I just wanted to ask you about the mental side of things, because it's got to be hard knowing you're coming into the year you're not going to pitch.
Right.
But you still have to keep working. How do you stay in that zone?
I think, you know, first off, it's a little bit of a relief. It's a chance to kind of step back from, you know, the constant mentality and approach of, like, being on edge and getting ready and prepared, and just the stresses that, you know, any ball player deals with on the day-to-day of, like, mechanics feeling out of whack, or as spring gets closer, maybe you haven't hit the checkpoints that you want to hit, or things aren't, you know, as consistent as you like it to be. So not having to deal with those stresses has been super nice. You know, I've been able to focus on life a little bit, got engaged, you know, got a new home, made some moves. Yeah, so it's been really good. And I think, you know, once I had the surgery, I knew what was ahead of me and, you know, how long the road was. And, you know, it took a little while to get to a good headspace, but I feel like I'm in a great spot now. And, you know, I was saying earlier out on the stage, you know, I'm not claiming to be Superman, but I really believe in my ability to heal and, you know, my ability to, you know, to push my body and get it ready. So I'm preparing and shooting for a return in the postseason at some point. And if, you know, we're a month away from that and I realize it's a long shot, I'm completely fine with, you know, sitting out and, you know, preparing for 26. But I keep myself busy, man. I've really tried to be an extension of the coaching staff and, provide, assistance and help and, experience and, things that help these younger guys and, some of our guys that are transitioning to a starting role, help their careers grow. So, keep myself busy and keeping tasks, to have, at my fingertips, things to work on has been a good relief for me.
Joseph Musgrove in the building.
Give him a round of applause, everyone.
What's up? It's not a bad setup right here, huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. How you doing, Joe?
I feel great, man. Yeah, really good. Excited.
I heard you say on the stage today, 2 months away from throwing a baseball.
Yeah.
What are those 2 months going to be like for you?
A lot of patience, I've been working really hard, man. Been really diligent with the rehab. The strengthening stuff has all been, right on par. I've kind of hit every checkpoint with ease. And that was something that was told to me early on is like, really give it the time that you need on the front end. You don't throw for 6 months regardless. So, don't try to go out and be a hero and get yourself throwing in 4 months. Just, do all the rehab, hit all the checkpoints, and then, maybe make up some time on the back end, once I'm consistently throwing. So strength feels really good. It's just, getting the shoulder moving again and back in like certain ranges before I start playing catch.
For those who may not know, I don't think it was ever going to be in question whether Joe was going to attack his rehab the way he has already started to attack it. This is one of the most hard-working people I've ever been around. But this is new territory for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a guy who I consider well-educated on anything he's about to walk through.
Yeah.
What was your education like leading up to certain?
336, Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., and the defending champion of the Fantabulous Sports Game Show, one Matt Skraby, puts his title on the line here in a moment. If you love Mediterranean food, Spiro's authentic Mediterranean cuisine. It's in Coronado. It's in La Jolla. It's at Petco Park if you're going to the game tonight. For dining, takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. You ready to put the belt up for grabs?
Traps you.
All right. Here we go. We got traffic first, and then you guys will get going.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Got a few things to mention here, guys. Northbound 15, a crash before Balboa. It's in the center divide. Now, up ahead, the car fire did clear up right before the 52. Also, troubling on northbound 805 near the 8. We have reports of what looks like a large trash can bouncing around in the 2 left lanes. And then up ahead, right before Claremont Mesa Boulevard, reports of a big rig that may have had a blowout. It's over the right shoulder, but watch out for some tire tread reported in that right lane. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, all you beautiful people out there, it's time to play one of our favorite games of the week.
All right.
We like to call it,
Ooh, I'm gonna go.
Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
And hi, hey, and how are you? And welcome to my Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Chris here, the host of the show. Regular Tuesday feature, but something not regular this week. Skraby is the defending champion.
I'm going to be humble about this.
We'll see how long that lasts. He did.
It usually doesn't last long.
No, it doesn't. He won a thriller last week. If you missed it, go back and actually listen to last week's Fantabulous. It was worth your time.
There's a GIF out there of me celebrating.
Skraby pulled it up. Was that the one with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty fired up.
Someone mentioned was yelling at me apparently through their car radio that on an answer I should have definitely I should have got at the end.
Definitely part of this game. All right, so we're going to roll through this one today. There are 26 correct answers, which is more than normal, but I think you guys will get them pretty quick. So let's get started. It'll take 14 to win, or it'll take 3 strikeouts to lose. And today's category, very simple. 1 week of the NFL season is in. 26 different players scored 20 or more fantasy points in week 1. 26 players scored 20 or more fantasy points in week 1. And this is the regular, I don't know, for lack of, better ESPN scoring system that pretty much everybody does. If you don't do that scoring system, then you'll just have to kind of play along here. But I think most of us use this. So there we go. 26 guys. There are half of them are quarterbacks. To give you a little idea, 13 quarterbacks, 13 other players. And Tony, you are not the defending champ, so you have the option to go first this week.
I am not, but give me Patty Mahomeboy.
Patty Mahomeboy starts it off, 26.02 points last week for Mahomes in the loss to the Chargers. That is correct. Mahomes was one of them. All right, Skrabe, you're up. Feeling good? Feeling, confident probably? More confident than usual?
Yeah, because, I scored 159 points in my other league, so I'll just name my team, okay?
Here we go.
There goes the humble.
Yeah, that ended.
It lasted like 45 seconds.
As I got done saying it, I was like, that was not humble. I'm going to go with Mahomes' counterpart Friday night, Justin Herbert.
Herbert had just a little bit more, 27.9. That is correct. So we're tied at 1. Underway, 26 correct answers, 24 left. Tony.
I'll go with my my other fantasy quarterback.
You have
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams got it last night, 24.2. That is correct. Tony is happy about that because I know Tony is a big Caleb Williams fan. And I think most of Chicago was until about the last 4 minutes of the game yesterday, and it all got away from them.
It got a little hairy on him there.
Yes, it did. But Caleb is correct, so you take a 2-1 lead. Skraby.
Well, I'll go back to the Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, right near the top of the list, 29.3. That is correct. So Skraby 2, Tony 2. You guys have named all quarterbacks so far. So there are 9 quarterbacks left and 13 other players, 22 correct total, 20 or more fantasy points in week 1. Tony.
How about my keeper this year, Mr. Garrett Wilson?
Keeper for Tony was Garrett Wilson. He had 22.5 points. That is correct. The Jets showed a little offense the other day. They didn't do them get him a win, but it might bode well for them moving forward. 3-2. Tony leads.
I'll go with Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers, number 1 wide receiver in week 1. Member of my team, probably jinx him off that, but for 1 week he was great. 28.1 points, led all wide receivers in that category. So we're tied at 3, and away we go with 20 correct answers left. Moving along nicely here.
Baker had a nice one.
Baker Mayfield, he had 22.58, enough to get her done, get over the 20.
Get her
done.
Baker Mayfield is, it's an interesting career, right? I mean, he started out making commercials before he ever did anything. And then we got tired and sick of him, but I think we kind of forgot about him, and now he's really good again.
I think the Browns threw him away, and that's why.
I think he probably, and this is a good example of it's about who drafts you in the system. Maybe he would have been better served not going number 1, and he has a more, linear career versus kind of the up and down he had.
Yeah, it's working out for him now. Because I remember when the Rams picked him up and he was like 4th string, and it was like you didn't even think he was in the league.
He played a game
and then he played like a Monday night
any
game.
knowledge of the playbook.
Yeah,
and did pretty well if I recall.
He did, yeah. So anyway, 4-3 Tony. Skraby looking to tie again.
All right, so let me go with the other quarterback of Sunday night, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen led all fantasy scores with 38.7 points. That is correct.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a normal evening for him.
Yeah, it kind of is.
You kind of wonder what he would do if he had, like, I don't know, say an Andre Reed or something like that on his roster. I mean, he doesn't even have, wide receivers that are
Khalil Shakir, man.
All right, fine. 4-4. Tyreek Hill, would like the Dolphins ship him there.
In their own division just to get beat up by their old player.
The Dolphins are not smart. This makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, they could do that.
Yeah. 4-4. Tony up here with 18 to go.
How about Skraby's running back? Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he did it. He got 23.2 in week 1, and he got through it healthy.
He had more receiving yards than Jamar Chase, AJ Brown combined.
Almost everybody had more receiving yards than those two combined. They did not show up in week 1. 5-4, Tony leads. Skraby for the tie.
I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson's old quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
He should have made it if he had that many, and he had 25.6 points.
Oh,
That is
like,
correct,
he did
Rodgers.
have that many. Like, what are you trying to tell me? They took one away?
Nope. Maybe it's time that we stop giving quarterbacks a TD pass, though, for that half-yard flip forward. What do you think of that? Because if the quarterback reaches out and hands the guy the ball,
it's a handoff.
It's a running touchdown.
I'm fine with that.
But if you go, you get a touchdown pass, and it's the same thing, really.
But the quarterback has to make that little sound, too.
Yeah, he's got to do
Oh, that was a handoff. That's not a pass.
He didn't go We're tied at 5. We have 16 correct answers. You guys are rolling right through these. You named 7 of the 13 quarterbacks. You've named 3 of the other players so far.
What are the 3? Is there?
You've named 1 running back and 2 wide receivers so far.
I think Skraby might have said it then. I'm gonna go with man, what's my guy's name? Puka Nacua?
Puka Nacua? That'll be good enough. He had 23.1. I will say that he's a tough sucker because he got hit on one play.
He got his bell rung.
And that the helmet turned and like he was bleeding out of his eye. Like, how does that even happen?
I don't know.
And then he was back in there like 2 minutes later. I'm like, wow, okay. Tony leads here 6-5. Skraby for the tie again. No strikes. Guys are rolling
I'm
through.
going to keep going with the home runs. Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry way on top, 30.2. There were 2 30-point scorers. You guys have now named them, Josh Allen and Derrick Henry. And we are tied at 6-6. 12 correct answers have been given. 14 remain. Tony, keep it rolling here. No strikes.
I feel like I think Jaden Daniels barely got over the hump there.
Jaden Daniels barely did get over the hump, 20.1. Just enough. Kind of a quiet game for him, but enough to get on this list and give Tony a 7-6 lead. There are 7 quarterbacks taken, 6 left on quarterbacks.
All right, you said Jaden Daniels. This guy's close. Debo? Samuel?
Did Debo make it?
He
22.6. He did.
Ooh,
Debo made it.
Go ahead. He got
a
on there.
Touchdown. Yeah. Debo Samuels. Skraby is, by the way, not even so secretly rooting against him every single game because he knows that every time Debo does something, it's painful for the team to just let him go.
I watched Debo from the 49ers on the Commanders, but he's only played 1 game. Wait till he plays like 5. And he's hurt.
I'm just saying, you're waiting for that. 7-7. We got 12 left. Tony, no strikes yet. I'm expecting we're getting closer to the line of demarcation here, but not yet. Tony.
How about Bijan?
Bijan did it.
Man.
25.9. He was the second leading running back. Although
Bijan.
This is all fantasy because he only rushed for 24 yards in the game, but he got a lot of catches and a lot of yards that way. So Tony takes an 8-7 lead, 11 to go. Still no strikes. You guys are rolling through this. Skraby.
I want to go back to the Chargers.
Fantasy points over 20. Who you got?
Quentin Johnston?
Yeah, that would be one you'd save for the end, I think, but you went ahead and said him now. 24.9.
I wasn't even sure.
He caught 2 touchdowns in that game from Justin Herbert.
I was watching Banana Ball, Chris, so I wasn't locked in on that game.
Fair enough. Skraby 8, Tony 8, 16 down. Now we're down to the final 10. So it's getting a little tighter. Not yet, though. No strikes. And Tony, back your turn. A fantasy player, 20 or more fantasy points in week 1.
Oh, man. My man for the cow. What's his name? Javonte Williams.
Dang it.
Wow. Tony pulls that out. Yes, the running back for the Cowboys had 2 touchdowns, 20.4 points. Just made it, but made it indeed. And so we Tony back on top. We have 9-8. 9 correct answers. When are you guys going to start hitting the wall? Not yet.
Come on, Skrabe. We need you to go ahead and hit that wall.
Due here for a fumble. What do you got?
I'm going to go with your guy that you love.
Touted.
Emeka Agupka.
That's no good. You didn't pronounce it right. That's a strike.
That's not true. How do you pronounce his name?
Egbuka.
Okay.
Egbuka. Just like it looks, actually.
I wanted to call him Emeka Okafor, but that's not even close.
Yeah, that's the wrong guy.
For the Bucks at 23.6. All right, so now we are, 9-9. There are 8 correct answers left. I'm going to reset for you. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks left.
Wow.
There is 1 running back left, and that should leave 3 wide receivers. I see 2. Oh, no, that's right. 5, 1, and 2. 8 total correct answers. 5 quarterbacks, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers. And it is Tony's turn. Tied at 9, no strikes yet.
Fields.
Justin Fields way up there.
Yes,
Number
really?
2 quarterback of the week. Yeah, 29.5.
Number 2.
Yeah, he was right behind Josh Allen. Big week for Justin Fields. All right, 7 left. Still no strikes. Tony leads 10-9. Skraby, what you got? 4 quarterbacks left, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers who are over the 20-point threshold.
I'm going to go with
in week 1.
Johnny Unitas reincarnated Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that shouldn't count. You should get minus 20 points for playing against the Dolphins. Jones had 29.4.
I'm telling you, Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. I've been saying this for years.
You wait and see what he does against when somebody's actually covering someone.
I've been saying this for years.
Okay, well, you can have him. Pick him up. He's available in our league.
I already got Lamar. I don't need him.
Pick him up. All right, we are tied at 10 and no strikes. Fantabulous Sports Game Show coming down to the wire with 3 correct answers for both of you left, actually. 6 total correct left.
This one is very on brand right here. We haven't mentioned him, and he's a Super Bowl champ. Mr. Hurts.
Jalen Hurts got it, 24.3.
That's
Tony
true.
takes
Forgot
the lead.
about that game.
Yeah.
Tony takes the lead 11-10. I'm going to call it right now. If you guys go 13-13, you're going to share the title. We have no tiebreaker. I'm giving it to you. If you guys don't miss one, I'm giving it to you. But right now, it's still up for grabs. 11-10, 5 left, Skraby. 2 quarterbacks, 1 running back, 2 receivers. Who you got? 20 points this week in week 1. Can you do it?
Can you?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm getting to the end, guys.
You got 5 guys left. 2 quarterbacks, 1 running back, 2
1
wide
running
receivers.
back, 2 wide receivers. I cannot. Okay, let me try for the running back.
Go for the running back.
I think the only. Chase Brown.
Chase Brown is the first strike of the game. It didn't quite make it.
I know he had 2 touchdowns, right?
He had 1, and the Bengals didn't gain any yards.
That's
so it's not a Chase Brown day. So we have the first strike on the board. Chance for you to capitalize, Tony, with an 11-10 lead.
Given how many points were scored in this game, how about James Cook?
James Cook made it. 24.2 is correct.
What a dummy
The Bills running back. He did get there. And so Tony leads 12-10. There are 4 correct answers left. Skraby, 2 quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers are on the board. Got a strike against you.
I'm going to go with the wide receiver, Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers of the Raiders. Strike 2.
Oh, I thought he had a good game.
He might have. He didn't get 20 points. It's still 12-10. Tony closing in on this now. 4 correct answers left, Tony. What you got? Anything here? 2 quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers.
He had an epic comeback last night. I'm going to have to try J.J. McCarthy.
Epic comeback. Did he get to the 20-point mark? He did. 22.2 for J.J. McCarthy.
I was trying to add up. I know he had 143 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of yardage, but he made it.
But he had 2 touchdowns and an interception.
Well, Tony now leads 13-10. The only way you can win, Skraby, is by tying with the last 3.
Oh, God.
What you got?
Have at it, buddy.
You got a 1 quarterback and 2 wide receivers to stay alive.
You know, this guy was
You're
feeling
on the
himself
doorstep
after Sunday, so I'll just say it. Threw for 4,200 yards last year, Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, again, going to the well with the Raiders. Strike three. Gino did not make it. Skraby strikes out. The game is over. Tony Gwynn is back as Fantabulous Sports Game Show champion. Here are
he just put the crown on his head. I hate that.
Well, let me just celebrate Skraby style for those on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's the Tommy Boy, or it's a Chris Farley celebration.
Yeah. That is brutal.
Here are the three you didn't name. Michael Penix of the Falcons. The two receivers, Keon Coleman of the Bills. I thought I gave that away when I said the Bills don't have any good receivers. And with exactly 20 points, Michael Pittman of the Colts is the last one.
I wasn't sure.
He's on one of my teams. I didn't even know that.
He had 20.0. All right, Tony's back on top. All is right with the world.
No, it's not.
And we have Chris versus the fans. 833-288-0973 next.
Padres Reds today.
He's charging in, slides to make the catch near the line.
Pre-game 5:40. First pitch 6:40. The Padres.
There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
We are league 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off the birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel. He wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble, and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us, and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
are just leaving 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off of birdie, and I just hit my defense.
There's a squirrel. He wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after
It was a 5-footer.
after our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble, and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us, and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him. But we all had a good time. There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, so
Relinquishing your title.
It's just amazing to me that Tony can't remember anything but pulls out every answer in the book.
Yeah, Tony's
both of our cameras are faced away, by the way.
Oh, Tony remembers to go down to interview Mike Schilt. He remembers everything, but yeah, no, Tony is very
I'll say absent-minded.
That's
for
the
certain,
one I wanted
for certain things.
And he would have to agree.
I mean,
he leaves it when we're in the studio in the off season. He leaves his water bottle here more than he takes it home.
He has his name on it,
and he has his
because he loses it so much.
His wife got tired of him losing the water bottle. Yeah, Tony. He will forget his phone.
Yeah,
in the car, like when he comes up to do the show. That's almost.
I gotta go down.
That's hard to do because we all, Tony, you, me, everyone out there, before you go anywhere now, you check your phone because you have to have it.
There's been a couple times on the Skraby show where I see his keys are still here, and
and you're like, oh, he'll be back in a moment.
Waiting. Yeah. There he is. There he is, everybody.
He's coming back up the elevator.
But he can remember every single player that played fantasy football over the weekend.
He got them all.
Insane.
He got them all. All right, Tony's back on top of the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Your turn now to play a little Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973. I also have excellent news. Skraby informed me just moments ago that we have 2 more tickets to give away to tomorrow's Padres Reds game. We gave 2 away yesterday. Going to go 2 more today. I'll just tell you right now, if I were you, I would study up a little Cincinnati Reds trivia. I just would, because that's likely to be where the question comes from today. Anyway, I'll have the question between now and the end of the show.
Yeah.
And
let me get a sticky.
You'll have to call. Yeah, I know. Remind us. But you'll have to call in. And good luck on that one. Chance to go to see the Padres Reds game tomorrow. Right now, Chris versus the fans. Looking forward to a good round of trivia. I think yesterday we had a first-time player.
Yes.
Who cashed in the prize and got a chance to go see the Eagles, the music group.
Everybody keeps asking me, what is your favorite Eagles song? And I'm just going to say the same one, Hotel California.
That's the only one you know, or you don't know?
It's the only one I really can say off the top of my head.
I would say In the City is my favorite, but that's more sometimes considered a Joe Walsh song, although it's on an Eagles album.
Okay.
You will be qualified for a chance to win the grand prize, a trip to see the Eagles at the Sphere, Las Vegas. 2 tickets to the show, January 30th. 2-night stay at the Venetian, which is just down the street. Vibe VIP package. Not quite sure what that is, but it sounds pretty good. You get a $100 gas card also. That's what you get. For the rest of you, Reminder, the Eagles have added shows to the band's residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. In 2026, they'll be playing January 23, 24, 30, and 31. The residency now features a total of 48 shows. The Eagles started at the Sphere last September, and it now runs through January 31st, 2026. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Said this yesterday. The Eagles is a big draw, but so is the Sphere itself. So good luck. And Chris versus the fans today.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Here are the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it, and you will get that question for free today. I am having some troubles with the phones.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to see how this goes. And I'm hoping that they work. And I'm not
that's kind of out of your that's out of your, you know, your pay range.
Yeah, I'm not going to freak out.
The phones work or they don't.
Not going to freak out.
All right, let's see what it
Go to our first contestant.
Not going to change things.
You're right.
Okay.
Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, he's there.
See the phones.
Hello, Robert.
Oh, you're so happy.
Are
so
you
happy you're there, Robert?
Are you ready to play, Robert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Here we go. First question. Let's see. What team did the Aztecs football team face Saturday night? Did I already ask that yesterday?
No.
Washington State.
Washington State is correct.
By the way, bad game, bad loss. Cal is next. And there's a lot of talk right now. And I don't, I don't begrudge people. There's a lot of talk right now about, Aztecs football and whether people are going to ever get into it again, and get excited and, start putting some people in the stands and whether Sean Lewis will be able to win some games. I don't have a solution for Sean Lewis winning games. That's him. He's the coach. They're the team. They have to do that. But I do have the answer that is going to save Aztec football in terms of filling up the stands.
420.
I will give it to you after this game.
Okay.
Stick around for it because I'm
good.
telling you it's a hell of an idea. But back to the game.
I can't wait for this idea now. All right, Robert, back to the game.
Call
Here we
anybody
go.
you know at San Diego State who works there and tell them Chris has got the idea that's going to save everything.
We'll see.
Free tickets.
Question number.
Not quite, because that would be really silly.
All right, question number 2.
All right, here we go, Robert. Robert's trying to steal my thunder there.
Let's see here. Let's go with this one. Who leads the Cincinnati Reds in home runs this year?
Oh, fair question. I don't know that they have a big slugger on that club.
Big bopper?
Yeah, they have a lot of consistent
Cruz?
home run guys.
Cruz. Correct.
He got it.
Yes.
Interesting. I wouldn't have got that. I don't know who I would have guessed, but
he's in the lead by 1. I believe Spencer Steer is
right behind
the
him?
second one. But
Okay.
Ellie De La Cruz.
How many homers does he have?
19.
So they don't have a 20 home run hitter on
They
the
do
roster?
not. And he hasn't hit a home run, I believe, since like July 28th.
Well, I'm really glad you brought that up because you know what
Oh,
you just
don't
what
even
you just
put that
did.
on me.
You know darn well.
Mister, the Rockies aren't even going to score a run this week. And
that
then
was 3 weeks. That was 3 seasons ago.
and then
You're still on me for that.
Well, I didn't think that I would get crushed for that. All right.
If Ellie De La Cruz homers tonight, they're all going to be
Yeah,
mad at you,
I would agree
Skraby.
with that. If he hasn't homered since July.
Yeah, 19 for him, 17 for Steer. Third place, Austin Hayes, 15. He hit one last night.
All
All right, Robert goes for the win right here.
Yep. Question number 3.
I wonder if the Reds are the only team that doesn't have a 20 home run hitter. Just throwing that out there.
That's a great question. What former Padre has struck out the most times in all of baseball this season? What former Padre has struck out the most times in all of baseball so far this season?
Double dare.
Double dare, he says, which I believe is pass.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to pass. Chris, what former Padre has struck out the most times so far this season?
I have what I think is an intelligent guess, but ultimately the only real intelligent guess would be the correct answer.
Yes.
And I'm not sure that this is the correct answer. But this guy's played a lot this year, and he always strikes out a lot. Whether he leads all of baseball or not, I'm not sure. There's a lot of Padres, ex-Padres out there.
Yes.
I'm delaying because I'm hoping to think of a better answer.
We need an answer.
Trent Grisham.
Trent! He's having a great year. I think he's like 30 home runs on the season.
I know. No,
wow.
He's not the answer. Robert, you're winning it.
Stay there, Robert. Wow, first caller today.
I know. Who is the ex-Padre?
You're gonna love this for a couple reasons.
Okay.
Number one, because when this team came to town, all we did was hear about how AJ Preller messed up this trade. James Wood has the most strikeouts in baseball so far.
James Wood
this season.
All right, that's a good one. I wonder where Grisham is. I bet he's on
Let
the
me go
list.
look.
Grisham might be close because Trent does strike out a lot, right?
He does, but he's also hitting home runs.
No,
more.
he's having a great year. That wasn't to deter his year.
Let me see where's Trent. So it's James Wood with 195, and then Riley Green of the Tigers. But Grisham is not in the
hunt, huh?
I'm not seeing him even on the top page.
Good for Trent. Well, maybe he's obviously making more contact this year. So
now I gotta go find him because he's not even on the first page.
Trent Grisham was a strikeout machine when he was here, was he not?
He was.
I mean, honestly,
he
when he hit a ground ball to second base, it was cause for celebration.
He actually is 73rd in baseball.
Good for him.
With strikeouts, 114.
Trent Grisham. Baltimore Orioles. I just found another team that does not have a 20 home run hitter. All right, Robert, good for you. You'll qualify for the chance to win the trip to Las Vegas there. So stay on the line. Skraby will handle your situation. And we'll play another round of Chris versus the Fans tomorrow. Don't forget, we still have to give away today a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's, it is tomorrow night, right? 5:40 start,
5:40,
an hour earlier. Tomorrow night's game, 5:40. So we have 2 tickets to do that. And when we come back.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting heat because James Wood was never really a Padre. He was.
I'm gonna give you this one.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you this one, but you're right.
The Padres had to have traded him in their organization.
Letter of the law. He was not a Padre. You know, the more I think about it, fans are right. You're wrong again. Another terrible question.
That is not a terrible question. If you say he's not a Padre, then that's like saying
he's not a former Padre officially. That's true.
Okay, next time I'll add the word Padres organization.
Well, then I would have probably got it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I would have given it away. Robert, I'm going to have Skraby have to explain to you now why he has to take away your prize because this question was terrible. No, stay on the line. When we come back, though, this is it. Call all your friends at San Diego State. Call anybody who works there. I think, the idea that they need. And I think it's going to help give a boost to the ticket sales and the crowd.
Are you going to do stand-up comedy?
We got to find some magic.
Yeah.
I've learned magic on the side.
Yes, that's true.
No, we got to look. The team is the team. I get it, but it is what we have. So we have to do our best with what we have right now. And I just really wish there was some more enthusiasm for Aztec football. As an Aztec for life. So I'm going to do my best to help after traffic.
From the
Skraby, Odyssey Palace Studios. Tony Gwynn Jr. at Petco. Back for the Big Five, which comes up at the bottom of this hour. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. Padres and Reds. Sam Levitt, pregame 540. Luis Arise on the bench to start the game today. Ryan O'Hearn will be batting second, playing first base. Otherwise, a lineup pretty similar to one they had last night. Michael King returning to the mound. Those are kind of the storylines for tonight's ball game. Padres begin play a game back of the Dodgers in the NL West. Remind me to say an Emmett Sheehan thing that bugs me.
Was it him in the ball?
Yeah, I got to talk about that, but I don't have time right now because I promised the Aztec
Put
thing.
it on our list.
If I do the Emmett Sheehan thing, then I'll forget to tell the Aztec.
All right.
But Sheehan's pitching tonight for the Dodgers, and I got to talk about what he may or may not have done. Here's the thing with the Aztecs, and I just want, if anybody at San Diego State, because I went there, I do the Aztec women's basketball game. I really want great things for San Diego State, and I'll unabashedly admit to being just a lover of San Diego State and everything about their teams, and I root for them, and everybody knows that. Okay? The football program, I will continue to always support and root for those guys. And I remind you, and I have, that 10 years in a row they had really good football teams. 10 or 11 years in a row. Rocky Long, Brady Hoke, they won. They went to bowl games every year. They won the conference title 2 years in a row. They produced Rashad Penny and DJ Pumphrey. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Kayava Tizino, remember that guy?
Who?
The linebacker, Kayava Tizino.
Oh, yeah, Tizino.
He was really good.
He was so great, but he never made the NFL. I know. I never understood that. Never understood that because he was a great player. You're right. Anyway, so it's only been a couple of years removed. You know, Brady Hoke had the 1 year at the end, not great. Last year, Sean Lewis, not great, but you have to give Sean Lewis some time, and I'm still willing to do that. Last week, though, bad loss. Straight up. They went to Washington State. They played well for about a half a quarter, and then they got run off the field. And Washington State's not a great team. We know this because the week before, they barely beat Idaho out of the football FCS or something. So
FCS or BS.
Right. So the Aztecs really didn't look good. And I know people are going, here we go again. The team's going to be bad again. There's no improvement. There's this and that. First of all, way too early. You don't know. There's 10 games to go in the season.
I literally got a text from my uncle who is an Aztec alum who lives in the Bay Area now. Why is the football team so bad?
Right. It's kind of the thing right now. And beyond that, what's even worse, Skraby, is that people are starting not to, not care.
They're losing the momentum they built.
Whatever momentum they had, they're kind of losing. They had the whole new stadium and everybody excited. People seem more down on the stadium than they are excited about the stadium. People certainly seem down about the team, the whole program. I've heard the whole complaint. The ticket prices are too much. I can't do anything about that. Not my thing. Nobody asked my opinion, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to go there. But we're golfing today, and a couple of the guys I'm talking to bring up an idea. And I thought, first of all, I want everybody to know this is a stolen idea. It's an idea that has been done in this city before. And I think it worked. And I think the Aztecs football team ought to consider it. And I think that they can create a little hype, a little excitement, a little, hey, let's go out and do this all together. Because fans are not, they're not into this team. And we got to do something. And I know it's like, okay, let's sit back. And if we win 10 games, everybody will come to the games. Yeah, but I don't have time to wait. And plus, I don't know that they're going to win their next 10 games.
That's true.
So here's something I think would be a good idea. And think it through. And understand that it's a stolen idea. Because it's been done in this town. But the more I thought about it, I liked it. I think the Aztecs come out big time. Sean Lewis comes out, not arrogant, but comes out. We get it out publicly. Kirk Kenny posted in the paper. Next game against Cal next week, we are guaranteeing a victory, guaranteeing a win. This team is better this year. We're going to go out. We're going to prove it. Here's how you back up the guarantee. You do it by doing something that the Padres did about a decade ago. I don't know if you remember this at all, Skraby, but it was brought back to my attention. The Padres, when they were terrible in the 90s, had a season, maybe two, where they started doing guaranteed win games. Do you remember this?
I don't.
Okay.
It sounds pretty dangerous to guarantee wins.
Here's what the Padres did.
Oh, I have heard of this.
If we don't win the game, you get to come back the next night. That was the guarantee. The Padres said, come to our game. We guarantee we're going to win. If we don't, you get to come back either for a cheaper price or whatever it was the next night. I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people started going to those games. It was pretty fun. It was like, hey, this is all right. I'm rooting for us, but if we don't win, cool, I get to come back tomorrow. I think the Aztecs ought to borrow a page from this playbook. I'm trying to think of all of the things that come into play here. You can't discount tickets. You can't give away tickets because there's people that have already bought tickets that are your season ticket holders. You have to take care of these people. You can't just say to a family, hey, here, I'm glad you bought season tickets, but I'm going to sell the ticket next to you for $5. Everybody says they got to do discount. They got to give tickets away. They got to pay for the house. That never works. But I think a guaranteed win night would get everybody excited for the Cal game. I think it'd get a lot of people to go to the Cal game under that pretense. And what you tell the fans is if we don't win, you can come in to another game, any one of your choice, the rest of the season for $5. Now, you work out the details, but that you see what my idea is doing here?
I do.
I think, okay, give me your butts.
No, go ahead.
Well, let me finish, and then you give me your butts.
Yeah.
To me, first, you're getting people excited for the Cal game itself. I think it gives people a reason to come out, kind of on a fun pretense. I'm coming out because it's a guaranteed win. I'm going to get into it. And then if you do lose, you're going to sell a bunch of tickets to your games down the road here the rest of the season because people are going to take home that coupon and say, hey, I can go to another game. Whoa, hey, $5, I'm back. And I think that what you do with the season ticket holders is you give them a coupon as well. So that if the guarantee happens, they have coupons to give to their friends later in the season to come with them for $5. I think it kills two birds with one stone. It might help you get a little attendance, but I think more than anything, it's a little excitement, a little something fun. We're not building the excitement with the actual team, with the actual coach, unfortunately, with the actual results, with the stadium even. There you go.
I think it's something different and that hasn't been done in a little bit. I just everything comes back to money, and they would lose money.
Where are they going to lose the money?
Because they're not going to beat Cal, in my opinion.
Okay. So now you have a way to get a bunch of people to come back who would never come to another game.
But are you making money? Is it worth it for you to make those $5 tickets?
You work out the details, whether you need to be $7, you need a $9, whatever it is, and because the thing with discounted tickets, you can't just give them away. But I think if everybody goes to the Cal game and in a sense earns discount tickets, then we're all in the same boat. I have to look out for the season ticket holders, so I have to give them the coupon to get the cheaper tickets later in the season if I lose. But you know what? How about I go out and win the game? Now I'm really onto something. People haven't got their free tickets, but they just saw a great game and a win over a great Cal team. I don't see a lot of reason. I know you can pick this apart if you're a marketing genius. I know somebody can say there's got this problem and that problem, the other one. I get it, but that's for you all to figure out. I'm just trying to give you something that is a little different that I'm not seeing a major problem with.
I get
what you're saying. You don't want to give $5 tickets, so make it more. But whatever it is, something that gets everyone excited for this Cal game, and we say, hey, you know what? We are better. We're going to show it. We're going to prove it to you.
I think that is a good way to build some momentum towards Cal, because you know how you get people's attention? You tell them they're getting something at a discount or free, and people will pay attention.
But they're
People
not
will sign
guaranteed
up.
to get it. They only get it
know.
if they lose. You're going out there and saying, we're going to guarantee the win. I think a lot of people will buy a ticket just to take the shot. See what happens.
I think that
the Padres
that's a
did
slippery slope.
Maybe. But what have they got to lose right now, Skraby? Things are not going well. You get that. You know that. I know it. I don't want to admit it. The fans, the excitement at Snapdragon is not there. I want it to be there. These kids work their butts off. They practice every day in the sun all summer. You know what I mean? They deserve our support. And I even mean that win or lose. These are college kids. They're out there playing their butts off and tails off and working hard. And I wish that we supported our team better. But we don't.
I agree with that. I mean, they deserve to be supported better, but they also have to play better.
Okay.
But I think that your idea is actually an idea that's trying to accomplish something, and there is a path to your idea.
I think there's a path to my idea. I don't know that I have all of the answers.
No,
yet.
the details need to be ironed out, but for the most part, I think people I think you would probably get some more people buying tickets for this Cal game for sure.
Would you not get maybe even a little attention around the nation?
Maybe not the nation, but for sure San Diego.
Somewhere, this gets out social media. That kind of thing. Hey, San Diego State's guaranteeing victory. This is not a thing against Cal
See,
either.
I think
this
that
is
the problem.
Is it?
Because if you guarantee victory and then you lose 55-0.
Perfect. And then everyone writes about it and everybody says,
everybody
wow.
writes about how bad your team is.
You got to risk something, Skraby. Do you believe in this coach or not? You believe in this team?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, I don't, but they do. They say they do. He says, be patient. The team says, JD and everybody says, hey, we got the right guy.
I believe that they are on the right track by at least allowing him to try and build a program.
Fair enough, but it's going too slow for me. Not the wins, not the wins, not the wins. The excitement, the enthusiasm,
I can get behind
the fervor surrounding Aztec football.
It's not there anymore.
Not there.
It's not there anymore. But you're at least
I'm trying to
you're
help.
at least thinking.
I'm not trying to put anyone down here. I'm trying to honestly help. Now, give me some of your thoughts on the chat. Whatever you got. See where you think there's a problem. Maybe we can iron it out. More Gwynn and Chris coming up. talk more about that Aztec thing in the 5 o'clock hour. But right now, traffic and Skraby's Big Five takes precedence over everything else.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the Oceanside Police Department, now hiring public safety dispatchers. Got a few things going on here, guys. One of them is this crash on northbound at 5 near La Jolla Parkway. A couple vehicles are in the center divide. Southbound 5, just past Sassafras, accident involving car and a motorcycle. It's in the center divide. Another crash involving a motorcycle, East 8, just past Hotel Circle. It's over the right shoulder. Then up ahead before Mission Gorge, we're getting reports of another collision, not showing if lanes are blocked. The Oceanside Police Department is hiring public safety dispatchers, earn up to $87,000 a year. Lateral bonus is up to $11,000. 12-hour shifts, 3-day work weeks, paid holidays, benefits, and retirement. Apply at joinopd.net. And Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Well, we had a pretty good Monday Night Football game last night, a really good Padres game last night. But in this Big Five, we're going to talk about a lot of football. Jalen Carter's not suspension, his punishment has been handed down. I'm going to ask you guys if you think it's enough. Tyreek Hill's in the news, so we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about the Padres first.
Number 5.
Michael King is back on the bump tonight and will be pitching for the first time since he did against the Red Sox last month. So, Tony, we know it's going to be a ramp-up process, but what are you looking for in Michael King's outing tonight?
Him to be healthy when it's all said and done. I think that's really the only fair thing to expect. He hasn't pitched since what? He had the one start coming off the IL. Outside of that, May was the previous
he's got,
time?
2 innings since May 18th.
Yeah, so, I don't know that it's fair to have like, I want to see him go out here and put up 6 innings of shutout baseball.
No hitter.
I don't know. I don't know that is a fair. So I know that he's certainly going to take the mound with an effort to do so, but realistically, I just want to see him get through this start healthy. If he gives me 4+, I would be happy.
All right. He last pitched August 9th against the Red Sox. Chris, what are you looking for in Michael King's outing tonight?
It really doesn't even matter what I'm looking for. I don't think it's even realistic to expect him to go more than 4 innings, unless those 4 innings are just, 8-9 pitches each. When you think about it, May 18th, June, July, August, September, 4 months, he's pitched 2 innings. That's almost like an off season. I mean, from the October to February when you show up for spring training, that's about the same amount of time. So I don't think, 4 innings is maximum. But, to me, one time through the lineup, see how we do, in the 4th inning and see where the pitch count is. Yes, but walk off the mound, feel good about it, have a little command back, a little feel, and keep your team in the game. I mean, it's still an important game tonight, as they all are. Just keep your team close, as Darvish did last night. I think most people are going to say, well, that wasn't a good game for Darvish.
Yeah,
Any game that you leave the field where the Padres still have a chance is a good start. And that was shown, right?
Mike Schultz said that.
Yeah, stay in the game. So, give me 4 innings, stay in the game, and feel good tomorrow morning.
All right.
Number 4.
All right, it's not a little serious. It is a serious topic we're about to talk about. Tyreek Hill's estranged wife, Kita Vaccaro, has accused the Dolphins receiver of 8 domestic violence incidents and divorce filings, which Hill does deny pretty vehemently, calling the claims a quote-unquote shakedown and an attempt to generate bad media coverage. The first alleged incident occurred in January of 2024. Tyreek has not been criminally charged with anything, and it's unclear if law enforcement is investigating. But this is out here. TMZ is reporting it. Chris, you're up first. Do you think the NFL is close to moving on from Tyreek Hill?
The NFL is close to moving on.
Because I was going to say the Dolphins, yeah, probably they're close, but another team will take him, maybe.
Oh, for sure, somebody will take him, and I think the Dolphins are going to have to stand behind him right now, and I think they should stand behind him right now. We have absolutely no proof of any kind that I know of. Now, were there photos published of her with the black eye? I haven't seen anything to indicate that what she's saying is true. I obviously don't know whether it's, it is true. Maybe it is. I'm always a little quizzical. This isn't fair, but because I'm making a blanket statement. But women who claim 8 different occurrences of domestic violence, I always wonder why they came back the 7th time and the 6th time. If that was happening, why were you not getting out of there sooner?
It's not easy.
Guaranteed. And that's a very good answer to it. But it still is a red flag to me. Tyreek Hill is a lot of things. I don't have any idea in this particular instance. It does right now sound a lot like it's negative publicity. I think it needs to be looked into. I think the Dolphins need to stand behind him until further notice. I hope that they will. And just one more thing for the Dolphins. If there's anybody in the Miami Dolphin front office who could craft a letter to Roger Goodell right now and ask to just go ahead and put this season away and we'll come back next year.
Chris, you've already given up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. And things like this are just, adding to the pile of agony that this franchise faces right now. We'll come back next year, play a good solid schedule next year. But, yeah, this is the last thing they need. But you have to stick behind them right now. There's no proof of otherwise.
Tony, do you think the NFL is close to moving on from Tyreek Hill?
No, not even close, not even remotely close to moving on from him. I agree with Chris that right now this is in the middle of a divorce proceedings.
Yes,
and these get extremely nasty, and in some ways, both sides end up telling lies on one another to try to strengthen whatever case they're trying to make. So I say all that to say, let's wait and see if this actually turns out to be true. I, like Chris, the 8 incidents with no police reports or any of that stuff to go along with it, it raises some red flags. Because, I think in today's day and age, especially, we already knew that he was caught up at the one domestic violence incident early. We heard about that one.
Right. So why didn't we hear about it? That's a good point, Tony. I mean, I said that. Yeah. You would think that she should fight. Okay, she can't get out of the relationship, but you can say something somewhere.
Well, it's already happened at one point. I don't know whether she was the one who reported it or neighbors were the one that actually reported. Either way, let's just wait and see if this turns out to be true. I don't know the NFL will move on from him, but I'm certainly sure everyone else will.
I think I understand what you guys are saying, but the reason she may have not gone to police is because it would have, created a whole bunch of. She may have gotten her kids taken away from herself.
I think the point isn't why she didn't go.
Yes.
It's just that there's questions on whatever it is that did or didn't happen. We don't know. I think that's ultimately what it is. I don't think we're trying to pry into the reasons why, and we don't know enough about any of it to make a judgment one way or another.
That is true. All right, let's go to Tom Brady in a Number 3. You guys seen this thing? I didn't know that Kevin Hart had this.
He's been doing this for a while.
Balls is what the podcast is called, and it's they sit in cold tubs and they talk during the podcast. And so Tom Brady was on his 100th episode, and again, you're going to hear me cutting through this video clip because in the middle of Tom's answer, Kevin Hart had to be forced into the cold tub because he was too cold. So that's why the editing may be a little choppy. But Kevin Hart asked him about today's quarterbacks and today's quarterback play and what he thinks about the 2025 NFL quarterback.
So you feel like the generation today is...
I think there's a lot of opportunity for them to succeed. And at the same time, there's challenges because there's a lot more distractions. Everyone is coddled a little bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to saying, hey, you better come in and get the work done.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, you probably should do this.
Yeah.
The guys that are really going to have the great work ethic, they're going to really be able to succeed.
He went on to say that Patrick Mahomes is someone that he thinks is most like him because he does the extra stuff to get to the top and all that stuff. But my question for you, Tony, is today's quarterback soft?
I don't know. Define soft. I mean,
Define soft.
I think more importantly, the NFL has changed the rules, so they don't have to deal with some of the same stuff Tom did. Tom got to experience it like at the very end of his career, but
he did
so
get beat up.
the quarterbacks are just a product of what the rules are in today's game. I don't know that. I'm not prepared to sit here and say that if you stuck them in the olden days in the the late 1900s.
Back in before the turn of the century, the late 1900s.
Not even leather helmets.
Yeah, he says like that, like we were riding ponies to the games back then.
That's how my kids say it to me. So
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
kind of passing it along.
All right.
Wait, are you talking about like the 80s?
No,
I'm talking about the 90s,
1997. That's ancient times.
Wait, your children call that the late 1900s?
He's calling it the ancient times.
That is crazy. That makes me feel very old.
Yeah.
But I'm not prepared to say that if you drop those guys in that league, that they wouldn't be the same players they are now. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't have the same success. Yes, he might have had to take some lumps with going towards that sideline the way that he goes out there now. He might have been smashed, and he might have had to deal a few concussions. But guess what? We wouldn't have known because in 1997, we weren't looking at concussions like that. So I'm not prepared to say that they couldn't do it. I just think they are a byproduct of what the rules have done, how they've changed, the offenses that have been created. I don't necessarily think they're soft.
It's evolution.
Yes.
Chris, what do you think? Is today's quarterback soft?
I don't think so. I think a hit that somebody like J.J. McCarthy might have taken last night might have compared to a hit that Johnny Unitas took from Deacon Jones back in the day. As good as Deacon Jones was, he probably wasn't bringing as much force as being brought now against J.J. McCarthy on a legal hit. So even though they're protected, I think these guys still take some pretty good shots.
I saw Dak take one on the opening night.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think physically. I think they're stronger, probably physically. They're in better shape than they ever were. But I think the biggest difference is mentally and what they have to know and what they have to understand and what they have to catalog in comparison. Johnny Unitas, Bob Greasy, those guys, they called their own plays. Can you believe that?
Awesome.
They went to the huddle and called the play, and then they ran that play. That's it. There was no, they didn't even look to the sideline. Now
the annexation of Puerto Rico. Name that movie, guys. Name that movie.
Replacements?
The Little Giants.
Ah, Little Giants. Anyway, I don't know what that had to do with anything I'm talking about.
Well, you said they're calling their own plays, so they called the annexation of Puerto Rico. Anyway,
Skraby, your mind is wild.
Yeah, it's a little whack. But I think these quarterbacks are greater than they've ever been before, is my general feeling. And soft is not a fair connotation.
All right.
Number 2.
The Denver Broncos have announced plans to potentially build a retractable roof stadium to replace the current 25-year-old Empower Field by 2031. There's something a little bit different about this, though. If the Broncos go through with construction as is expected, there will be zero public funding for the stadium and surrounding neighborhood. There will be no new taxes. The Broncos' primary owners, Greg and Carrie Penner, are privately funding the stadium, the land, and the surrounding development, and all construction costs. They haven't officially said it's going to happen, but they have spent a ton of money on preparation for this. So most think that it is going to happen. Chris, do you think this is going to be developed using no taxpayer funds?
I don't. Somebody's going to pay somewhere. I don't know how, but somebody's going to pay somewhere. That said, the owners of the Broncos have more money than anyone I think on earth. I think they're Walmart people.
They are.
And so they have the money to do this.
Or is that the old crew?
But my bottom line is either they're going to get somebody to pay or they're getting the city to give them land for, pennies on the dollar somewhere, somehow. they're getting something. They're not going to do all of this out of the goodness of their own heart.
Yeah, chairman of Walmart.
Yeah. So I don't know. To answer your question, no. But I've been thinking about this for a while because my in-laws are from Denver, and they've been talking about this happening. And I think it's going to happen. Denver is a great, sports city. And the one thing they can't do is host a Super Bowl there because of the weather. I know they did it in New York the one time. They want to be in the Super Bowl list, and they want Final Four. They want all that stuff in Denver. And this will give them the ability to do it. Not only that, winter concerts.
Yep.
They have the money to pull it off. It is pretty crazy when you think about here. We can't even build a new Shake Shack in San Diego.
Did not expect Shake Shack.
Right? And they're building a new stadium, 25 years. The other one's hardly even old.
We'll talk to Atlanta. Their stadium's already getting old.
Well,
they get a new stadium every 10 years.
These are what's going on elsewhere.
Tony, do you think that the Broncos' new stadium is going to be developed without taxpayer funds?
I hope so. I'm gonna say that I think it will. Here's the thing. I don't know that this is being done out of the kindness of their heart, though, even if they do pay for all of it. And here's why. I'm sure they are going to develop that land so that there are all types of goodies in there that everybody wants to go to.
Yeah.
This is kind of the new wave of stadiums being built. So, yes, they very well could be paying for all of this themselves, but it also means they will collect all of the profits when this bad boy is done and built up and everybody wants to go to it.
What is their
which is fine because
what is their last name again? Did you say
Penner?
Penner?
Yeah.
I think they're going to change after this is all done. They'll change the name of Denver to Pennerburg. Because they'll be getting all the money from everybody.
I think that's this is how you can start to kind of separate the extremely wealthy owners from just the regular owners, right? Is if they can fund their own stadium. This isn't the first time we've heard this. I think Kroenke did it up in
I was
LA,
just
right?
looking that up. He did not. You're right. He did not
I'm pretty
use
sure
taxpayer
he
money.
funded that himself. I'm pretty sure Ballmer funded that whole arena by himself. These are the extraordinarily wealthy owners. And we all wish, I think, that was the case across the board, that they all had that kind of money. But the reality is there's about a handful, maybe less, in each sport that have that kind of loot. And, it's just that is the most clean cut, no strings attached way to get a stadium done that we just aren't going to see all the time.
Yeah, but they're going to get everybody's money in the end.
Yeah,
one way or the other.
I mean, if they pay for it, I have no problem with them taking profits.
I mean, listen,
on it.
I think that's the idea, right? Is that the if you're a wealthy owner, you can do exactly what they're doing. Buy this spot, pay for it yourself, upgrade this. Because let's be fair about it, right? If it goes well, it only enhances the city, and it can make an area that is, kind of on the downturn, turn it in the right direction. And so kind of just saw that in Minnesota here recently. They, that area where they built Target Center and Target Stadium, talking to the people out there, has gotten better while those two facilities have been there.
It worked here in San Diego for the East Village, but evidently not enough to build another. Why do I have to always keep going?
Yeah,
here?
I don't know. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go.
I can't let it go. The leaders of this community are terrible.
You gotta let it go.
Move on.
But we have Snapdragon.
Hit number one.
We have Snapdragon.
Hit number one
Chris.
before I comment on that.
We have the punishment for Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter, who hopped to it on Dak Prescott last
and somebody
week.
somebody saw a meme with the Hawk Tua girl spitting on Dak.
There is a lot of those out there right now, and so he was fined $57,222 and suspended 1 game for spitting on Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott.
Suspended 1 game,
yes.
but already served.
This fine equals his weekly earnings, and he's not going to appeal. While Carter calls his actions a mistake, he says this was a response to what Dak Prescott did.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
Good
blah,
luck.
blah. Who's up? Tony, does the punishment fit the crime? Let me look for an update on this, too.
Initially, I couldn't find the update either, by the way. Initially, I thought, no, it's not enough. But I thought about it a little bit. is, sometimes being that I'm in baseball season, I think of seasons being that kind of way a lot of times. Football is a heck of a lot shorter. And I think the idea would be that I would like to have seen him suspended a game. I think that would have been, in my mind, the right way to go. And then after you kind of brought it up, Skraby, that how about he play one snap in that game?
0.
He played no snaps.
So, it was literally the play after the kickoff, the opening kickoff of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, I think the punishment does fit the crime in this one. I think if he would have played that game, I would have expected a suspension and a fine. That's would have been my kind of end goal for it. So I think it actually does end up working out. They took all his money for this week. I think, he's making enough where he gonna feel that or he gonna see it one way or another.
Or his girlfriend or wife is going to.
Yeah, well, I get the feeling Jalen is not with a significant other at this point, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know that, but Adam Schefter is saying that I don't get this. The game that he was ejected counts as his 1-game suspension.
Right.
That should not count as your 1-game suspension. That is, you were ejected in that game. You have to pay the price for the second game.
I don't know.
I bet you it very rarely on the spitting incidents where they've had to eject, it's happened before that person has ever taken a snap. I bet you it's happened mid-game.
Yeah,
when the
I don't
game's
think it's
hot.
ever happened like this. Not too many guys run out on the field and spit on somebody before they play.
Not even Bill Romanowski.
But you know what? Jalen is a special, case, right? I mean, he's capable of anything.
Chris?
I'm going to agree with Tony. I want to lock him up and throw away the key. But in baseball terms, 1 game is about 9.5 baseball games if you percentage it out. That's a long suspension. If somebody in baseball got a 10-game, that's pretty significant.
Victor Robles did.
Yes, 1 game I think is significant enough. Now, if he does anything, even breathes on somebody the wrong way, then you have to start waking this guy up.
All right, that's it for the Big Five. Thank you guys. We're gonna get you set on the other side for tonight's game. Game 2 between the Reds and the Padres. Michael King making his triumphant return. Can you say that?
Well, it'll be triumphant if he does well.
That's true. That's true. He'll be making his return to the mound tonight. We'll talk about that when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan.
Hi, my name is Sage. I'm a freshly graduated high schooler from Escondido High School. I'm an active member in the FFA program, and my dream is to become a vet.
Gwynn and Chris, welcome back. 5:04 after a lively Big Five today. Happy Hour brought to you by GL Pool, swimming pool experts, trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing. So is swim season. Call GL Pools, mention the word radio, and you'll get a free month of pool service. I like that. I like this. Show's been good today. Real quick, sad note, and I know we've had a couple people mention it on the chat, and I'm glad they did because I meant to mention it myself. A legend, and I think fair to call this man a legend at the University of San Diego. John Cunningham passed away over the weekend at the age of 88. Bill Center wrote the story today in the Union Tribune. I did not personally know John Cunningham, but I played baseball at San Diego State when he was coaching at USD, and he was there forever. And after being the baseball coach, he was the athletic director at USD, and his whole heart and soul and everything was dedicated to the Toreros. So John Cunningham, legend on the hill there at USD. Sad day for Torero fans. Here's the other thing about John Cunningham. When he was coach of the baseball team, they had this big old bus. There's a picture right here, Skraby. It's kind of a funny picture, actually, because the bus is from the 80s or the 70s. You know what I mean? It's an old style.
Yeah, I can imagine what it looks like.
Big old steel-looking
Yes, I know
contraption.
exactly what you're looking at.
It says University of San Diego. John Cunningham was not only the baseball coach, he drove the bus.
That is awesome.
He drove the bus. Yeah, he did. So
that is awesome.
It was. Like I said, he was a legend at USD, and really sorry to hear of his passing. At the age of 88, good long life for John. So I'm glad people reminded me because I saw that today, and I did want to give a mention of that. All right, Padres and Reds tonight. And one of the things right off the bat that you'll notice if you look at the lineup, like we already have, is that Luis Arraez isn't in it. So I went back through Skraby real quick before we get more into this. And Mike Schilt was asked about it, so you're going to hear what he had to say. But Luis Arraez has only not been in the starting lineup twice in like the last forever.
Yeah.
Okay, one time was Friday night in Denver when they almost got no hit by Kyle Freeland.
Yes.
The other time was in Seattle. And I don't know if you remember, it was last month. And whereas Arraez always bats second, that day Ramon Laureano batted second. And it was Laureano who came up with the tying run at third base with 2 outs in the 9th inning. It was total irony.
It's always that 2 spot.
You know, the 2 spot that everybody said, oh, we got to get Arraez out of there, get Laureano in there. And, of course, it came down to Laureano, and he grounded out, and the Padres lost that game 4-3. So with that as a backdrop, Arraez is out again tonight. Mike Schilt was asked about telling Arraez the news and how that news was met.
Multiple things. Like all the times we do a lineup, it's a factor of, we're putting our best foot forward, to go compete and win a major league game. Part of what today was, we got Michael on the mound, and, he's going to be on the ground a lot. So we want to make sure we're catching the baseball. And then, we've had guys that have really produced well. She's clearly has done it. And, but Hearn has more than earned his opportunity. Took a day yesterday, gave Louis the start off today, and if the opportunity presents itself, he'll be ready to go.
How has he embraced that? He has been more in the lineup than the other two as far as a rotation. Now it's been a couple times in the last week where he has sat.
Yeah, he's been a complete pro. He's a team guy, and they all want to play. And I wouldn't, we're not making it more than it is. He's getting a day off, so he'll get the start off, and the game presents itself, and that's about all I can say, really.
Arise coming in at 283 on the average and 705 on the OPS, but the almost laughable 0.9 WAR. Like, he's barely better than a bag of rocks out there. So, I'm not going to go into this whole thing with Arise, but he's not playing tonight. Those of you who've been wishing for it, you got it. And we'll see how it works tonight. Secondly, Xander Bogart. And, one more thing on the Rise. What Mike Schultz said there is fact. You've got King pitching tonight. I think in a perfect world, they would actually rather have Jake at short and Arise at second and give Iglesias tonight because he really hasn't given you much either. And you're facing a right-handed pitcher.
Yep.
So if Arise was in, you have a left-handed bat as opposed to Iglesias. But with Michael King returning tonight, you don't want to give any extra anything.
You said this earlier, yeah.
Yeah, so you want Iglesias in, and you want Jake at second, and that's just how it goes. So I think that's a big part of it as well. Xander Bogaerts.
Nice bones, Xander.
He's got nice bones. He told us that. How are those bones doing, Xander? We got an update on him from Mr. Schilt a little while ago as well.
They're doing some testing on him, and it's very encouraging. And so he's going to start some light baseball activity. I want to temper the expectation here, but starting to get some stationary ground balls and some dry swings, but it's a start. And the good news is as he recovers, he can ramp up that activity, and hopefully, before we'll see him back on the field. But there's still some time to take place and some hurdles to jump over.
Well, it has to start, right? So
I'm fine with that update.
Yeah, I'd like to see Xander in a perfect world about a week and a half before the end of the season. Let him get 10 games to swing. I don't want him to return on the first day of the playoffs because, I don't really have time for him to get, loose.
Yes, of course.
So let's go, give me 10 games and that'll be fine.
And then we'll have all the lineup concerns again, Chris, when he's
That's
back
fine.
in the lineup.
They're good concerns.
Cole on the chat says, crazy we complain about a 283 hitter. I think that some people aren't hearing me. I'll just say me. They're not hearing me. I am not complaining about Luis Arise being in the lineup. I'm complaining about him being in the 2 spot.
Well, if he's in the lineup, he's going to be in the 2 spot.
You're right.
Hasn't been anywhere else.
You're right. He is.
Cole, thanks for the note, but welcome to my world. People just don't like Luis Arise, so I don't know what to tell you. They don't. They honestly think he's useless.
Watching the game last night, I know that he is a guy who swings the balls out of the zone. That's just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he has not, I'm not criticizing him for this because I can't hit a baseball, but he's not adjusting to me, it seems. He's still swinging at the balls that are at his head, and he's flying out instead of taking the walk.
And I would also tell you that those are the same pitches he swung at when he hit 330. He's just not hitting the 330 this year.
Exactly. So don't you think, okay, I'm not hitting those balls this year. I need to start being a little bit more selective with the pitches I swing at.
I don't know. And I'm not disagreeing with you.
I know.
I just want to give you a few other names of Major League ball players here. Tyler Fitzgerald in the minors right now at the Giants are kind of borderline.
Yeah, he's borderline.
Bo Naylor, the Guardians catcher.
Yeah.
Henry Davis, backup catcher for the
was he a number
Pirates?
1 overall pick?
He was, but right now he
He's
barely
not.
plays. Casey Schmidt, our old friend.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He's had, some moments for the Giants this year. Javier Sanoja, backup middle infielder from Miami. Addison Barger, third baseman for Toronto. Don't know a bunch about him. Tyler Stevenson.
What are these players
who plays for the Reds? They all have a 0.9 WAR, like Luis Arise.
There you go.
So I'm just saying in the WAR ratio, that's where they put him with those guys. I don't put him with those guys. But, you know who's a 1.0 war? Jerkson Profar. How about Colton Cowser, the guy who terrorized the Padres last week?
Jerkson Profar needs to get negative war because of missing most of the season for a reason that he caused.
I'm just saying. I mean, the war stat is still weird to me. That's all I can tell you. All right. Going to go to break, but before we get there, I'm going to ask you this question. The 1975 Cincinnati Reds, one of the greatest teams in baseball history. They won 108 ball games.
The Big Red Machine?
They were the original version of the Big Red Machine. They had 7 different guys that year who made multiple starts, kind of, part of their rotation, starting pitchers. One of those guys began his career as a Padre and then made multiple starts for the 75 Reds. Name that player, and you will go see the Reds and the Padres tomorrow evening at Petco Park. First person with the correct answer, 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Give me the starting pitcher on the 1975 Big Red Machine who began his career as a Padre.
No.
Don't tell me the phones don't work. Is that what you're telling me? What?
I don't even want to admit it.
Uh-oh. We don't have tickets?
We don't.
Oh, my God.
I know.
All right.
I was almost positive we had tickets today.
All right, I'm gonna strangle Skraby during the break.
Oh no!
Sorry to everybody who's gonna call in.
Hold on, I'm gonna call the boss in the break and see
if you can do something about this.
Yeah.
What a disaster!
This is
Skraby.
That's fair.
Where's the will thing, man? That's what we need right now.
Absolutely fair. As you were saying, I was like, I should probably go check to 3 times now, triple check.
Skraby. All right. Well, stay on the phones if you're there. Who knows? Maybe we can still save this sorry situation. But right now, we'll check traffic. Oh, my God.
That's bad.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego.
explain what happened there. I will say this. If you're online and you're dialing in and your phone is ringing and you have the name Clay Kirby dancing in your head because you feel that's the correct answer, the good news is you would have been right. That is the answer. The bad news is not going to get you anything today. Skraby, explain. What happened?
All right. Well, if you really want me to go into it, I'll go into it. So I have a template for the document every single day. Sometimes I have to put things into the main doc or the master document, and then I copy it. So I copied it, and it had the tickets in there, and so I just didn't even think about it.
Oh, it's from yesterday, though.
Yeah. Bottom line is there are no tickets.
You didn't have tickets. So he called
But I'm efforting. I called the boss.
He called the boss to try to try to save the situation here.
I don't know that I can, but I did effort to get something down the road, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. So I apologize to everyone.
Yeah.
For
that's all we can do.
that.
We don't have Padre tickets to give you. Skraby thought we had them. It's an honest mistake.
I will bring this home with me.
No, but it's an honest mistake. Don't leave it here. It's an honest mistake. Everybody makes honest mistakes.
But I don't want to be the guy who's like, we got Padres.
No, you didn't.
Wait,
you made an honest mistake. Okay. That's all that happened. You copied something from yesterday, and you assumed it was there today. It's not. Clay Kirby was the answer. My guess is nobody knew it anyway. No, I'm joking.
There's
I'm
someone
sure
out
they
there
knew.
that knew it.
Oh, I'm sure they knew.
Well, thanks for being nice, because I feel like an idiot.
All right, we got a quick potpourri before the end of the show today. And again, sorry if you're dialing in. We're just going to have to get you the next time. It's one of those hang with them deals. Yeah. All right, let's start with, there's three things I want to cover here. One, Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Pushing a fan.
Yep.
Two, the Philly Karen. I think everybody's seen this if you're online. The Twitter and the whole it's blown up. It was on TMZ last night.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's how big it is. The Phillies Karen. If you don't know what we're talking about, I'll tell you that. And then the third thing I want to talk about is Emmett Sheehan, Dodger pitcher, who is pitching again tonight for the Dodgers. Let's start with him. The video last week showed the following. Emmett Sheehan pitching against Baltimore, or was it Pittsburgh? Maybe Pittsburgh. One of those. Kid for Pittsburgh got his first major league hit off Emmett Sheehan. Ball came back into the infield. A lot of times they kind of know this ahead, and they just throw it right into the dugout. But this time the ball came back to Emmett Sheehan.
Yes.
Dodgers players returned the ball to Emmett Sheehan.
Trying to put it up right now.
So he had it in his glove.
If you would like to see,
you got a video of this,
or if you want to go and watch our shows, all of our shows,
right.
Go to YouTube, search
YouTube chat. Skraby will put it up there if you haven't seen the video. If you're driving, of course, you'll have to look this up later yourself. But Emmett Sheehan has the actual ball that the kid got his first hit. So the umpire throws another ball out to Emmett Sheehan, with the idea being that Emmett Sheehan will then throw the kid's ball back in recognition of his first hit. But if you look at the video, as I did, and I don't know if you did, Scrabe, it looks like Emmett Sheehan switches the balls.
All right.
And apparently does not give the kid the ball that is rightfully his, but instead throws the one the umpire gave him back to the Pirate dugout. I don't know if anything's ever been proven one way or the other. I never saw the resolution to this.
There was really no resolution.
Okay.
Oh, well, he apologized. Emmett Sheehan said he wasn't aware, and he apologized for doing that.
Apologized for doing what?
For what everybody's accusing him of
so he actually did switch the balls?
Let me go get his quote.
Because if he switched that and kept whoever it was from getting their first major league hit ball, it's one of just the flat out rudest things I've seen in a long time.
I would agree with you.
If Emmett Sheehan is trying to hide behind the fact that he just had no clue, then why did everybody know? Anyway, so I lost it. Let's put it this way. I'm struggling to have a lot of respect at the moment for Emmett Sheehan. Don't know him personally, but really can't believe that you would even consider keeping a guy from his rightful memento of his first major league hit.
No, he said from Dodgers reporter Kristen Watson said the pitcher denied he was trying to ruffle any feathers. Quote, Emmett Sheehan said it was not intentional. He didn't realize that the ball was being called for and shared that he would personally apologize to Cam Devaney for the misunderstanding.
Okay, but
Cam
Devaney never got the ball. Or did he?
I'm sure he got the ball somehow. The only thing I
not
don't
if
get
Emmett
about this,
Sheehan threw it again and the next guy hit it into the upper deck for a foul ball.
That's true. The only thing I don't get about this is what's the motivation on Emmett Sheehan's side? Like, why does he care? Does he have a personal beef with this guy?
Yeah, because he's at he had
there's no
an
motivation.
extra grind for some reason. I don't know. He looked like he had an extra grind. It looked like he was just intentionally going, you know what? I'm an a-hole and I'm going to show everybody that I am. That's kind of how it came across.
I didn't get that.
That's how it came across to me.
Because I keep thinking, okay, why is he doing this? And there's no reporting on anything. There's got to be a reason for it if he was doing it intentionally. But I don't know that he was doing it intentionally.
Well, he says he wasn't.
Look at the ball.
He says he wasn't, but it's an awful big oversight by him then.
It could be. It could be. He goes, he looks at the ball that was just thrown to him, and then he
switches them
back.
He switches them and then throws the wrong ball back to the umpire.
You know what I saw someone else say on online, which is not a great place to get your answers from, but they're saying that he liked the scuff that was maybe on the ball that he had, and so he didn't switch it over.
Emmett Sheehan, your honesty and integrity are at least in question.
Okay, I can agree with that.
On this show.
I can agree with that.
And in many other places. Secondly, Lamar Jackson. We got very little time.
Yes.
So I want to save more time for the Philly Karen. Lamar Jackson shoved the fan after the fan shoved DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
No suspension warranted, but fine. Absolutely. I don't care what the fans do. The players can't be shoving fans. Sorry, Lamar. I know you're who you are. And even Lamar said he lost his cool there.
Yes,
you can't do that. The fans are going to act like idiots. You can't react that way.
I agree with you. I think that I'm more on
I'm not suspending the guy, except for the Dolphin game later in the season. Let's suspend him for that.
I'm more thinking that fans are going to end fun for fans because
eventually
we've had too many different things.
Well, eventually what they'll do is those low seats at the end of the end zone, they'll just put nets or something in between the fans and you know what I mean? Or they'll put a railing so that nobody can get in there. And that is too bad.
I don't think that Lamar Jackson should have shoved him, obviously, but I also don't think that the person who was hitting his helmet and pushing his head around should be, looked past.
Well, he's already told he can't come to any more games, so he got his.
I don't know if that's the right answer either, but Lamar said he was probably enjoying too many beers.
They always
but there's
are.
Just too many of these things have happened now recently. Athletes are going to start demanding that their security be a little bit more top of mind. I guess they didn't have to go to the end zone in the Buffalo and hang out with the fans there, but I don't know. We don't have enough time for.
We don't have a lot of time for the Philly Karen, but she went. The father caught the ball, gave it to his son. Philly Karen thought it should have been her ball.
She was
chased
screaming
him
at
down
him.
and screamed him. It's all on video. If you haven't seen it, look it up. What did you think, real quick? Was she just completely out of pocket?
She's completely out of line.
Okay.
There's a company out there that is asking or saying that they'll pay her $5,000 if she signs the ball "I'm sorry" and gives it back to the family, so she can get out of this for $5,000. If I knew I got caught on camera about a home run ball and I get $5,000, maybe I'll do it.
The Karen has to do with what? This notion that she's just kind of...
Well, she's a psycho.
A psycho. So anybody named Karen? That's not fair.
No,
Karens.
I know. Karens are unfairly maligned.
Okay, sorry about that. But the lady was a psycho. And
she was
nuts. Too many people are psycho over any foul ball or home run ball to begin with.
I agree.
Stay tuned. Sam Levitt's next. We're back at 2:00 tomorrow. Look for you then. I think Matt Snyder, CBS, will be with us.
Oh, wow. Nice job.